YouTube just does not want to play ball right now. I might have to make a new stream. I am so... Rumble Studios was supposed to be better. They told me it was better and free. I'm sorry about that. It should not have been doing that. Holy shit.
It's...
Okay, new stream is on.
Okay. I'm going to open it on my... I don't know why it did that.
Again, I think it's just problems with the bounce between different This is why multi-streaming is tough.
Yeah, we stopped multi-streaming because it was so bad. It was too hard. It didn't like that we were streaming to multiple different platforms. It was like, oh, your quality, prepare to take a dip.
Wow.
Like,
that's probably
have fun stuttering.
Were you doing that using your computer or were you using Restream to do it?
My computer, which would probably make sense, but we decided that it was just for a while. It's better to just get because right now I think it's to kind of
okay.
Sorry, I lost my train of thought.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good.
Yeah. Right now, we were VTubers briefly for a while, and then that didn't really work out. I guess the style wasn't as good as people wanted it to be, or it didn't match as well. So we reverted back, and we've been doing some little cute time travel shenanigans here.
Okay.
There, I'm a caveman.
Perfect. It's pretty funny. It's good.
Like my hat, that's a rock.
That's perfect.
Yeah, so if we're gonna do it, we're gonna at least make it fun. So we came back. So right now we're not. I've wanted to do stuff with Restream and figured that out, but like I've been kind of like, okay, let's just survive for now, and then eventually we'll get back to it.
Pretty much. Yep. Buy Occo brand coffee for free. Oh, thank you, chat. No, we're not gonna. We're back up, thankfully, chat. Tell everybody what the new link is. Unfortunately, my stream was too inauthentic. Yes.
No, YouTube was like, uh-oh, they're getting too close. Pull the plug. You should totally spin that. You should literally post, be like, YouTube yanked my stream. No one will know.
YouTube yanked my stream.
Your channel is under attack.
My channel is under attack. No. Oh fuck. No, but like I guess my question would be, I think the unfortunate thing is like I wanted to approach from the side of what can people do to like kind of avoid this, but the problem is since it is kind of just hitting everybody and everything, even people that have people with face cams, people with models, people that aren't using AI, because at first I was like, well, if you take AI out of your videos, maybe you'll get hit less, but there are people that don't use AI. Like I don't think Cinevere is uses a lot of AI in her stuff. So like, and she gets hit. So it's just like, what can anybody do when it seems so random? Muted.
I wish I had the answer. I wish I had the answer, but I could say that I think the best possible course of action here, and again, this is just based on what I've it's based on what I've determined based on the information that I even have available. Because as I said, I wish it was particular. I wish it was like, you know, I could say, oh, this is the issue or that's the issue. And I really can't. But what I would say is that when it comes to content in regards to this kind of stuff, I think that the biggest, you're gonna have to be careful, obviously, with AI thumbnails. I know a lot of people do that, and I'm not judging, but like AI thumbnails, I do think If you have like a very like, let's say I've seen people, and I'm not calling anybody out, but I've seen people who will use the exact same image every stream, like for every live stream.
Yep.
Like, you ever see people who do that? Like, they don't even vary it at all.
I occasionally
I would say probably don't do that. Go ahead, sorry.
No, yeah, I occasionally do that, and I am trying to step away from that, but that is something that, like, when I have less than a general topic, I will sometimes do that. But I should probably try and not do that myself.
Yeah, but that's one of the fixes I would say, is if you try to at least vary up your thumbnail as much as you can, so that it doesn't necessarily look static or things like that, because then I think that's one of the things it looks for. It looks for, like, hey, is this content that is, oh, they live stream every day and they use the exact same thumbnail? Like, I would imagine that's probably something it would probably go, flagging, you know, but I don't know. I would also say that, and this is gonna be a more controversial thing, I would say, try to make it clear that there's a human presence however you can, even if it's using an avatar or things like that, like move around. Or again, I know when it comes to VTubers, there's only so much people can do, and even for me, I can only move around so much,
right,
myself. But like, I would say, like, try to like for example, if my wife and I will stream on StreamYard, it's like, well, sometimes when we're talking about a topic, we'll go smaller or bigger. I don't know if that helps. I think that might, because again, I think if I had to pinpoint what I think the biggest problem here is, I think that there's very little people involved with YouTube.
Yes.
And I think that when it comes to this kind of stuff, I think that the AI is very stupid. And I think it's going to take frames, and if it decides for some reason that your thing is this is clearly not like, it might, let's say it took a frame from this, it might go, okay, that guy's on the screen, so he's part of the so that on the side over there, that person's a part of the background, and that person there is the creator from the box. So okay, good, you know what I mean? It could, if it's looking for that kind of thing, it might go, okay, this one passes, but like, it might not. Like, I don't know. I wish I had the answers. For sure.
I think right now, because you mentioned the AI being dumb, I mean, we are definitely in the age where, like a year or two ago, everybody was trying to scale up and make the smartest AI possible. But it seems like within the first couple of months, people have found out, oh shit, running an AI 24/7 is fucking expensive on our budget.
Yeah, the RAM prices.
You know, well, not just that, but it's just like the electricity costs and the water costs and so much other stuff that goes into it. Running an AI, telling it to scan millions of hours of content that's uploaded every single day, I imagine they have to make it as efficient as possible so that they're not spending that much money just moderating things.
I would love to think that, but if I had to actually guess, and this is good, again, I can't prove this, I would think that they have not done that at all. I think they've found whatever they think they can that will work. They'll be like, this is good enough. We have a couple people left. Slap the YouTube logo on it. We're good to go. Like, I don't know if you saw what I made this morning. I posted on X that I think is what the future of YouTube is right now, unfortunately. I made a meme with AI on purpose that was of a parody of you ever see the Captain Crunch like oops boxes, the ones where they accidentally do. So I made it YouTube oops all AI.
I did see that this morning. Here, let me see if I can
So unfortunately, I kind of feel like they probably didn't go for the top of the line or whatever. They probably went. There it is. They probably went to kind of like, oh, well, this works well enough, I guess. We're good then. Yay.
No, for sure. I think that a lot of companies have just approached a point where the AI is good enough for them, and now they're just gonna use as little as possible to not incur as much of the costs. And when it comes with, I mean, because Google has its own AI that they've been working on, and I imagine that they're integrating that to be like, all right, you need to find things, here's the parameters, and you need to do it as efficiently and as quickly as possible. So I think right now we're in one of those stages, and YouTube has done this over the years, and I'm sure you know this, where YouTube tries a new thing, a lot of people get hurt for it, And hopefully most people get fixed when YouTube realizes, oh shit, we've harmed a bunch of people's livelihoods, and that's going to make it harder for us to make money off of them. So maybe we should fix that. But I don't even think a lot of the humans care that much within the company. I don't know.
I can actually tell you, based on what I've heard, and this comes from Yellow Flash, who's had some good insight in this as well, because I think he was struck down for showing firearms on a stream recently.
Yes, he was.
He mentioned that from what he was told, they have no plans to fix this one. They plan to ride it out and hope that just people stop talking about it. So I'd say, actually, with that in mind, I would say the best thing people can do to not, maybe we can't prevent this, but what we can do is we can prevent YouTube from shoving this under the rug. Just keep talking about it. Doesn't matter what size creator you are, this can hit you. It doesn't matter whether you got I'm assuming there might be like some sort of whitelist. This is just based off of
I believe
speculation.
I 100% believe
the
it.
AI be like, oh, this channel, don't do anything.
Don't touch this.
Because there are certain channels out there who are, and I'm not going to name names, but will be very easy to figure out. And I'm not throwing shade necessarily, but like there are certain people who are making very unoriginal shorts content. And I would imagine that if the AI were to find that, it might go, hey, this is bad, I'm taking this down. But yet none of that happens. So I don't know how that works necessarily. But I would imagine there's some sort of whitelist. But I would say it doesn't matter what size content creator you are, whether you're tiny or not. Don't let YouTube just shove this under the rug. We have to keep talking about it, because if we don't, again, eventually it will die down. Hopefully things will kind of, they'll kind of right the ship, so to speak. But if it's true and they really plan to just, oh, we're not going to deal with it, we're lazy, then like, no, we need to be like, talk about it more. Like say, no, you don't get to keep doing this. I'll tell you, you were saying you looked for authentic content, you found a bunch on things. My entire feed lately has been channel after channel. I had thought I used to, and sometimes still do, I used to make compilations of like tweets and stuff like that, which as I said, I still do sometimes. I've thought of making one for the YouTubers being hit by this, and I stopped because there were just so many of them. Like it's especially in this month, it has been the worst it's ever been for this kind of stuff. And there, unfortunately, again, I don't have the data and I wish I did, but unfortunately I am seeing some kind of, I'm not going to say for certain because as I said, I don't have the data and I don't want to, even if I'm pretty confident in what I'm looking into that it's going on here, there is a correlation between this AI ramping up and some other things going on in regards to content creators. And what I would also say is that we're never going to really know what's going on here. The biggest power we have is it does not matter whether you're a YouTuber who hates X other YouTuber or hates whatever. Like, we can all come together on this, that everybody deserves a place as long as they're not like doing anything that's harmful to people, and whatever, they deserve a place to have their opinions. And I think that it doesn't matter. I think we should all be banding together as best as possible and making this into a bigger thing. And I think that people should get together. We can pool our data. If we were able to pool our data, we would be able to figure out more what's going on here. But what I have seen is the AI moderation ramping up has coincided with some other weird things going on with YouTube analytics, and there have been some creators that have been gracious enough to give me their data, and from what I see, it backs up what I'm saying. But as I said, I'm not going to say for certain what that is yet, because not because I'm trying to like vague post, so to speak. It's more because I don't want to say anything that I can't prove.
Right.
But
no, I get that.
This AI, I believe, is flagging channels for more than just inauthentic content. I have a feeling, if I had to guess, I would believe that YouTube has a whole new classification system for channels, and I guarantee the AI is dishing them out just like candy. And so your channel may be subject to certain things, not termination or whatever, but it's very possible that certain channels are being labeled by the AI and not demonetized, but it means, oh, you're going to get less viewers or you're going to get prioritized less. This would not be crazy to think about.
No,
but
it's
given
not.
with the information we're seeing, like, I would not be surprised if this is a thing. I would 100% believe that YouTube has like completely thrown that into their AI moderation, is letting it basically just do whatever it wants.
I could definitely see something like that. And I can definitely infer some ideas of where that probably came from. If I had to take a guess, YouTube probably is not, it probably, they're making this move to more TV. That's something they've been doing. I even saw something where they're like, oh, we're allowing you to watch multiple different specific channels on your TV at once. Look at that. That's so cool. I think they want to get into the TV space. And because they want to get into the TV space, they're trying to figure out how to still keep the creators on there, but also silently silence the ones that are a problem for that move to TV, which I think is dumb, because whenever something tries to do that, oh, we're going to jump to TV, whether it's a content creator that makes a horrible TV show or a platform that tries to appeal to the masses, it doesn't really work out that well in my personal opinion, and it just wipes out the originality that made YouTube what it was, and then something probably comes and takes over in its place. But like,
I agree.
I do worry that like what YouTube is, they're not going to get rid of channels, but they're going to be like, if you have this label on you, you're not going to be prioritized, because I don't feel like you should appear on the TVs that we're trying to appear on all over the world. That's what I feel like is definitely coming around.
No, I agree with you. That's exactly. And again, I'm still looking into this. If there are any creators out there who see this, I haven't put out a call yet. I've been wanting to on X, but I've just been a bit hesitant. But I would put out a call to any creators. If you want to, please reach out to me. And if I get enough data, it doesn't have to be me. It could be someone else too. Like I don't have to be. I don't have to volunteer as tribute. I just happen to be interested in this kind of stuff. If I can get channel data from a bunch of different channels, I might be able to determine if this is the probability that something like this is going on. And that would at least give us something to go off of and to understand it. But it won't solve the problem, unfortunately. Only YouTube can really do that. But it will. We can adapt, and if we can at least understand what's happening to some degree behind, under the hood, then maybe we can adapt and figure out a way to not circumvent it, but like not be in a place where one day you have a channel or the next day it's gone or demonetized, whatever, just because some AI decided that you're not real.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's funky. It's definitely funky. My hope is that at the very least, the inauthentic content stuff slows down soon. Because again, I think what's a blessing at the very least is, even though people are getting hit with it, I haven't seen very many people not get it reversed. I don't know if you've seen people not get it reversed, but it typically gets reversed when enough stink is made on Twitter.
I have seen that, and I think that that's a good sign. But as far as things slowing down, I don't agree. I actually think that we're going to see it more, unfortunately. If anything, today with what happened with Cinevere, I would imagine this is probably going to go on for a little bit longer, especially if YouTube just wants to pretend it's not happening. If I was YouTube, what I would do, I would own it. Like, own it as a problem. It doesn't mean you have to fix it right away, but say, hey, we've noticed that there's a bunch of creators getting hit with this. It's not intentional. We're having people look into it. It wouldn't necessarily fix anything, right? But staying quiet isn't helping them either.
No.
So that would at least be... To me, that would at least be them owning the situation, but I don't think they're going to. And I think unless they maybe we'll be talking in a week from now. Maybe in a week from now we'll be laughing and this will all be over with. But based on the amount of, as I said, my entire For You feed, and they've made it on X that's completely like filtered now. I've tried to filter it the best I can. It doesn't matter what I do. My entire For You feed is just clogged up with channel after channel after channel after channel after channel after channel. I can't even count the amount that are getting hit for this. And I've had people reach out that like I know about, or like, hey, I got hit, or and we're finding out that they weren't hit recently. like in the past couple of days, they were hit last week, or whatever, and they just never got it back. Because it's sad, because it depends on your size and whose attention you get. You have to get attention of much bigger creators to even get YouTube to pay attention to you. So I'm glad that we're seeing a lot of people, you know, take that initiative and like help out smaller creators or whatever, and that YouTube is reversing their decision. But I think that what we need to be aware of also is there's no guarantee that will work for everybody. And I think that one of the things, I guess a silver lining to this, is that I have seen people from all over, people who I know, like, oh, this person doesn't get along with that person or whatever. It doesn't matter in this case. Like they're all coming together and going, you know what? I don't agree with this person, but they don't deserve to be, you know, have their channel demonetized. Like, it's not. So I would hope that we see more of that. And, you know, I'd hope that things kind of straighten out, but we'll have to kind of wait and see. I just hope that whatever's going on, that take responsibility for it, which I doubt they're going to do, or that something gets tweaked, because otherwise this is going to continue to be a problem. If YouTube just plans to just not say anything and just pretend it's not happening, you're not going to be able to, because of the amount and frequency of people who are being hit by this. And I would not be surprised, and I'm not trying to jinx it, I would not be surprised if we start seeing, if this does not get resolved or changed, I would not be surprised if we don't see people who were already demonetized for inauthentic content and got it back, that it might unfortunately hit them again. Like, what's to stop it from doing that? Like, there's nothing.
Unless they put on a label saying do not hit this channel. Especially if it's an AI that can just pass over things multiple times. I think the thing that's really unfortunate is, and it's very short-sighted of YouTube to just try to ignore it. And the reason why I say that is because you have people like Tug, who he was basically remonetized on YouTube pretty quickly, but he's decided now to diversify to Rumble. And before, he didn't diversify to Rumble as much as he did. And now he's doing that, and he's getting a lot of attention on Rumble. So, like, if you've got... I think the thing that YouTube is going to notice is if they're not careful, they're going to chase away some of those creators that they might be controversial. Like, I know Tug is controversial to people like on YouTube. I know Yellow Flash is controversial. If all these people are like, you know what? I might be monetized, but I know I can take my audience somewhere else. YouTube will lose that, and they will lose not just the views that come with that, but the money that is generated by those creators. And I do think it probably won't hurt them necessarily that much in the short term, but I feel like over the long term, it's just like you're forcing these people to walk away from you, and at the end of the day, what are you going to be left with, you know?
Yeah, but, you know, it wouldn't surprise me if that's, I'm sure I'm not the only one who thinks this, it wouldn't surprise me if this was also the YouTube working as intended. Maybe that's what they want. As you said, they're going to TV stuff. Maybe they want the less controversial people, or the ones that they think are okay to be controversial, or I don't even know. But I would hope that something changes here, because it's kind of ridiculous at this point to see this continue to happen. And this has been going on for how long now? Like, it's been a crazy thing. We've had YouTube randomly demonetizing people here and there in the past,
right?
But never this heavy-handed. And I think I don't think they're going to be able to hide from it, and I think that we shouldn't let them hide from it. And I would also say that one thing I would urge people to do, I get it that multi-streaming is hard, or moving to another platform is hard, especially when you have a YouTube channel and your let's say your biggest audience is there. No one's saying you have to leave YouTube,
no.
But at the very least, have a backup. For example, we have I know a lot of people use Rumble, but we have Odyssey because we were there. It's always been a thing, and it kind of randomly would sync over our videos pretty well. We have all of our videos and all of our live streams backed up to Odyssey. It's not the best, it's not like the top of the line, but like all of our content is there. So if anything happens, if YouTube decides for some reason, snap, your channel's gone, or snap, you're demonetized, like, we have all that content still.
Right.
So I would say if you're not multi-streaming, and I already mentioned that we're not right now, but if you're not multi-streaming, and I get why, there are people who are reluctant to change, and that's totally cool. If you're not multi-streaming, at the very least you can do is choose one of the alt tech platforms and upload everything there. It sounds like a difficult project. It really isn't. and it'll be worth it because that's the only thing that's going to protect you in this circumstance.
I agree. Oh, I 100% agree. Like I said, I multi-stream, and this is something that I started multi-streaming because when I first started like actually streaming as professionally as one can be in my spot, I decided I wanted to be on multiple platforms. And I mostly did that because like my belief is if you kneecap yourself to one platform, you never know who you're going to reach on the outside, which is why I started on Twitch, and then I was like, you know what, we're going to go to YouTube. I even spent a year on Facebook, but it's just like, you should at the very least choose one place to be a backup. I like to think of it, because I am a bit of a tech nerd, I like to think of it like having a second hard drive that stores all your data. One hard drive is a very terrifying thing to lose all your data on, but if you have a second one that does the exact same thing, if one fails, well, you got a backup just in case, you know?
100%. No, I agree. It's a good analogy too.
And so, I do believe that like I don't think telling people to just move to another platform would work. No, I tell people like, listen, I got a Rumble. If you want to go over to Rumble, cool. You know, I have a Kick. If people want to throw subs my way and they don't want to give YouTube all that 30%, you can go over to Kick or whatever. But like, I'm not here to tell people like 100% where to go because I know that YouTube is my home. I would like it to remain my home because despite the fact that it's got all of its problems, you know, even I give a lot of shit to YouTube, I do love the platform. And I think that's the other thing that's really unfortunate is a lot of people love YouTube as a platform. They started on it. They've made a lot of content on it. And whenever these kinds of changes happen, it's just kind of like, it's like kind of like watching a family member like fuck up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree. That's actually, as I said, that I agree, and that's actually a good analogy. Like, you know, it's like it's a good analogy because you always have that family member who doesn't always do the right thing, but at the end of the day, they're family. So you know that like maybe you distanced yourself from them, but you can't quite cut them off because they're family. Mm-hmm. So I think that's kind of the thing that people are realizing also is that like there are people who'd be like, leave YouTube, go to Rumble. It's like, no, that's not going to work, especially if you've been doing one thing for a while. But it doesn't hurt to diversify your portfolio and kind of go on different places. Mm-hmm. And it only takes time. And again, it's not going to magically make people move over to the platform. But at the same time, if you have another platform, if something happens, because especially now with YouTube being run by mostly AI and it's being so unpredictable, YouTube could decide, for all we know, tomorrow YouTube could decide, okay, no more inauthentic content. If anybody has an inauthentic content, they get their channel deleted.
Yeah.
I mean, God forbid, but like it could happen. Unfortunately, we don't have that control. We don't have anybody to talk to. What I think would be really great is if YouTube doesn't want to take responsibility for this and they don't want to give enough human personnel, we should have, it's gonna sound so dumb, we should have like a couple bigger YouTubers that are like elected to like be spokesperson.
They exist on
YouTube.
Twitch.
Like,
it's a Twitch thing, and trust me, it's not gone very well for Twitch. But you know,
I know Twitch is not the best example, but the point being is like I would honestly, it's so terrible to say this, but I would even take that. Like I'd even take that. At least we know something. Even if they're being favored towards certain people, we'd at least know a little bit what's going on. Mm-hmm. The thing with YouTube is we have no knowledge, so we have to just take it based on what we're seeing and the data that we have and go, okay, what can I learn from this? What can I extrapolate from this? And if you can't, you just kind of have to like hang on for dear life and hope that this YouTube roller coaster, whether it's the algorithm, whether it's the AI, whatever it might be, is going to look on you fairly.
Right.
And that doesn't always happen.
No, it does not. It does not. It does not. It reminds me, there was a time on my podcast channel where I can't even remember why. It was like demonetized for a weekend, and we were all like freaked out because our podcast channel that we had, where we talk about drama, it was like it was one of our favorite places, but it also like generated a decent small second income, and it eventually got back. But like it's just one of those things where it's really scary when something that you put down there, you put a lot of time and effort into, like gets snapped like that, and nobody's willing to talk to you unless you have like 100,000 subscribers, and then you allegedly get like a human rep that can take down channels whenever you want. But you know,
yeah, there are certain people who claim that for sure. But I've heard that there are some good ones and some, you know, not good ones. But like, it's crazy. I get it. YouTube has become such a huge thing, and it's become like, it's, it used to be a couple creators, and then suddenly it was like, we have all these creators. There's a creator for pretty much everything.
Yep.
So I get it. Maybe, and as I said, maybe I'm giving them a little bit. Maybe I'm being nicer to YouTube than I should be, but like maybe it's overwhelming. Maybe they used AI because they couldn't handle it. I don't know, but this isn't going to work. It's not going to work. YouTube, if anybody from YouTube is hearing any of this or whatever, this isn't working. Pretending you're not hearing it is not going to help you. It is only going to make the situation worse, because the more people you alienate, the better chance that, and I'm not saying this is going to be Rumble or Odyssey or whatever, it could even be whatever, someone is going to eat your lunch eventually. And then you're going to have nothing. You're going to have, dregs, whatever, but you'll have your YouTube TV, but no one worth watching on it, because it'll just be a tube, because the U part got subtracted out when you kicked out the creators that made it what it is.
Well, they'll have the news organizations as long as they exist or do whatever they're doing, but
nobody watch. Let's be honest.
No,
nobody
I know.
Watches those.
Nobody watch. Exactly. That's why they're going to YouTube. They're like, oh, maybe if we go to YouTube, maybe we'll recover the people that no longer watch us on cable. No, nobody watches them. Nobody cares about them. Unless there's something like really big that's happening to the administration, like nobody really cares to watch what the news people have to say,
Unfortunately, we live in a world now where people can get away with saying whatever they want, and not just when it comes to that, but the news organizations in particular will just kind of report however they want to. And so people come here for YouTube because of the U part. That's the thing. I think YouTube has lost track of the fact that the U part of YouTube is what made YouTube what it is. Without that, it's just a soulless slop machine. And maybe maybe the AI was trying to get to cull the slop, but I'm going to tell you, before we had AI slop, we had news slop, we had celebrity slop. And I'm not saying people who are poor on that stuff are that necessarily, but we have like I'll grab a random show from my head, I think like the late night show with whoever it is who's doing whatever has a channel. Like no one's like, you'll see that in trending. I think they're getting rid of the trending page because no one watches it anymore or something like that. Like it's because nobody wants this. Like you'll artificially put this like thing into there. Nobody wants to see this. We're not going to come to YouTube to watch the news. Okay. It's not happening. If anything, we're going to come to YouTube to watch someone report on the news accurately with facts and data, and not just going, oh, well, this person is our target for today, and we're just going to decide that this person's the worst thing to ever happen and just go from there. Like no one wants that.
No, nobody wants that whatsoever. Exactly. It is just, again, it's very short-sighted of them. That's what I was going. I almost said nearsighted. It's very short-sighted of them because, again, people leave watching these sources and these channels and these things because they're not interesting. Pushing them onto another platform and saying, hey, guys, come watch it over here, that's not going to make people watch it, in my personal opinion. Especially with the newer generations. The newer generations aren't interested in those kinds of things. They're interested in whatever the fuck, all of these YouTubers are saying. So, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It explains why YouTubers are... No, it explains why... You're correct. It explains why YouTubers are blowing up and these things are failing. Like, you hear about this show being canceled, or... What was the one? I forget the name, because I tried to forget. Oh, the guy who's making that Lord of the Rings thing. What is his name? I forget his name because I do not care. I delete people. If there's a guy who's annoying or dumb that's in the news, I just delete their name from my brain.
I know who you're talking about. I can't remember his name.
The guy who's that comedian who's not funny. That doesn't really narrow it down, does it?
That does not. No.
That comedian guy who's doing Lord of the Rings after the hunt for Gollum. What was that? I forget. Based on a couple of Stephen Colbert.
Is it really Stephen Colbert? Really? Yes. I didn't know he was doing that. Oh, gross.
Stephen Colbert is going to be directing Lord of the Rings. Yeah, that sounds great. I think that's a great option. His show's canceled. His show is canceled. Why? Because no one's watching it. No one is watching this. Putting it on YouTube isn't going to make people watch it. People come to YouTube to avoid that content.
Yikes. No, yeah, for sure. I mean, I go to YouTube because I like listening to how Pokemon scalpers are getting their face kicked in because they're trying to...
Oh, God, I love that.
And then I also come to listen to drama that I want to talk about. But no, it's just like... if it becomes all that kind of slop, I'll just go somewhere else, you know? I'll just go somewhere else. I don't know. I mean, I don't like using alt tech because, again, I do love YouTube, but I am finding myself using more and more Rumble or Kick to just enjoy things because, like, people are checking out from the main place and going somewhere else. It's really sad.
It doesn't help that YouTube is doing this thing with the is really heavy-handed with the ads lately, especially on the phone and whatever. It's like ad blocker is like your best friend, and then YouTube's like, well, we don't like you doing that, so we're going to stop you from using ad blockers. And it's like, do you not realize that you're not helping yourself? It's like saying, everybody doesn't want to watch our ads. I know, we'll make it that they can't block them.
Really quickly, YouTube, we love YouTube Premium. If people want to skip ads, they should buy YouTube Premium because YouTube Premium is something that YouTube loves and it supports the creator. And it's YouTube's kosher option. So go for YouTube Premium.
I'm sorry.
You're good.
I'm
no,
not
you're
giving
good.
them money.
You're good. You're good. You're good. I'm just trying. Listen, I know that the AI.
I know what you're doing, but I would say it's not gonna care. It'll be like, oh, okay, we'll whitelist you for a day because of that. You have gained YouTube's mercy for today.
Perfect.
Because you said that. But honestly, YouTube doesn't deserve that money. I'm sorry. Give it to other platforms that do deserve it. Give it to creators that not doesn't have to be me, it doesn't have to be whatever. Give it to creators that actually, deserve that. Give it to the people who make YouTube what it is, not the platform that's trying to kill off the very people that made the platform so popular.
No, I would agree. I definitely agree. Premium is great. I mean, I mostly use Premium so that I can listen to videos without the screen turned on. That's like the number one reason why I use it.
For using it, I get it. It's so bad lately with the ads. I completely understand why people would use it. I would just say if you don't have YouTube Premium, like, try other platforms first.
No, for sure. I know that there's alternatives, and I know that YouTube gets mad when you name them for watching their videos without like ads or premium. But I know that there are alternatives. I know that there are alternatives. Premium is annoying because they keep increasing the price. They do keep increasing the price. Yeah, yeah.
Is it sad that it's gonna sound terrible? It's so sad. I miss Susan Wojcicki.
A lot of people say that. I kind of do too. I miss boxed wine Susan Wojcicki.
I'll take that. I'm sorry. It's terrible. She passed away.
No, I agree. That was really depressing.
I'm sorry. I honestly, it's sound terrible. I believe YouTube was better under her. Doesn't mean that it was good, but it's the lesser of two evils.
I agree. Thank you for the 1+ YouTube social point, Baracho. I appreciate that.
Hopefully that helps.
By the way, Baracho, your cards that you're sending me will arrive on Monday, so I'll probably look at them on Wednesday or Friday. We'll see. No, but I agree with you. Susan was definitely much better, and it's really unfortunate what happened to her. It was just very sad, personally.
Yeah. I wish I could. I was mean. I was so mean to her, and I feel so bad. I had made some sort of. This was before we had the AI as good as it is. I made some sort of mock-up clip. I forget where it even is, but it's like her mouth moving up and down, like, and it's like she's like there's a background of like fire, and it's like you're to receive the yellow symbol of shame, and then she breathes fire and says like, you're demonetized.
Yeah.
I feel so bad now. It's like, if I could take it back, Susan, I would.
I would please come back. Yeah.
I wish. Like, no, here, tell you what, Susan, possess whoever it is. If you're still around as a ghost, possess the new current CEO, and then everything's good, right?
Exactly. Neil Mahan is now a 40-year-old white woman in Silicon Valley. Okay.
That would actually be kind of funny.
It would be kind of funny. It would be. Toa says that they signed up for premium when it was $9.99. I remember, I used to have an old YouTube account. I lost it. But like, I signed up for premium when it was $10, like over a decade ago. Now it's like, I think it's like $12 or $13 now. And unfortunately I had to subscribe at the new price. But I loved that it was like $10. It was like, you know what? I don't like subscriptions. This is the one subscription I am okay with. And I had it for such a long time. Now it's $14. Can I just say, I talked about this when I made my home labbing video. I'm really fucking tired of services increasing their prices. I'm really like, it makes me so mad.
Yeah, I agree. And I want to address one thing someone said in the chat is, do you feel bad only because she's passed? And the answer is, I can't say yes or no. I'm going to say this more. I think that I feel bad because looking at what we have now and looking back at how things were, you really realize that we, as weird as it's going to ever sound to say this, we had it better. And so, and
I say in some aspects, definitely, yeah.
And obviously, I really wish that, like, I don't wish, you know, that she passed away, whatever. Like, obviously, I feel bad about that, where it doesn't matter if I don't like a person. Usually, I'm the kind of person who, if there's someone I don't like, it's terrible when someone passes away.
Yeah.
So, yes, I do feel bad about that. But at the same time, I think it's also because people remember for a little while, people were like, I think it was for like a day before they announced a new person, like, oh, YouTube will get better now. And it's like, no.
No, yeah, I get what you mean. I get 100% what you mean. And I think some people would agree or disagree when it comes to Susan. I think these days, this might just be because of the current administration, I think these days they're a lot more lax on YouTube in certain aspects, but then they're just worse in other ones, if you know what I mean. Like, there's some people that can speak more, like more right-leaning creators are on the platform more, and it's kind of like equalized opinions. But like, it's still bad in other certain situations.
No, I agree. And I think that one of the worst things is that it's gotten lax in certain ways, but this guy, Neil, is just tripling down on AI. And like, I don't know if you saw, just this morning, they announced some sort of stupid 18 or older chat bot, like, oh
yes, they did.
And I'm just like, yay, more AI when your AI is already not working well. I'm sure that won't make anything worse.
Yeah, I just don't. Again, knowing what I know about AI data centers and how AI is like, at least in the U.S., I heard that AI in China is apparently a little bit more efficient. But hearing how U.S. based models are going, I just like look at it and I'm like, I don't know, man. It sounds like a money pit that you're gonna do, and then a year or two later, you're gonna wish that you had your humans back. I don't know. I don't know how much you do on AI, like research you do on AI, but it's just I'm tired and done with it, and so are many of the companies.
It's a brave new world, but you know, some parts of it I don't like. I guess that's the best way of saying it.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree.
Sounds kind of childish mentality to have, but I don't really know but a better way to say it.
No, that's fair. I think I'm okay with AI. Like, I don't mind if people make AI music, AI songs, you know, AI whatever. You know, I'm fine with that personally. I think my thing is like the way that companies are banking so hard on AI to like fill job, like they're like, oh, we're gonna have to start paying people universal basic income because AI is gonna take away everybody's jobs. And it's just like, I don't think it's gonna do that. I think that AI is gonna make way more problems than you think, and you're gonna wish that you had humans coming back and doing things for you real soon. Because like, I love the novelty of it. I just don't see the monetizable aspect of it that they're thinking is gonna happen.
I think that AI should always be used as a tool rather than a replacement for real people. And that goes for artists and whatever. I think that if someone wants to use it as a tool to make music or make whatever, as long as that's clear and, you know, I don't see a problem with it personally. But like, I can understand where other people are coming from at the same time. Like, they might feel like, hey, you know, this is taking the place of whatever. And I think the people pushing for it to take the place of people rather than be another tool. Like, again, it's like, if we're taking art for an example, it's like someone saying, oh, the brush is going to take the place of the person. Like, no, the brush is a tool that the person uses to like, I remember, you know, and I remember being told somewhere that, like, you know, people were very you know, when art, like using art pads and stuff like that, like digital art was a really controversial thing at first too. And, you know, people don't really care as much about it as much now. And so I'd like to think that eventually AI will hopefully like be relegated to something like that, but not if these companies keep pushing for it.
No, yeah, I talk a lot about this with one of my buddies. He brings up when people went from painting to cameras to filming to drawing on a computer, and it's just like, whenever that happens, the people that did their stuff on the previous thing, they will complain about it, and they're going to complain about it, and then it's just going to slowly die off. I think AI is way more rampant because we live in an age where it's way easier to listen to a bunch of people say, oh, I hate AI, and if you use AI, I think you suck, and you need to go... Like, those people, it's way easier to hear those people now because of the age that we're in. But I do think that it is going to die down, and I think that the good equilibrium is going to be, you're going to have artists that use AI in some... I mean, okay, let's be honest here. AI is in just about everything that exists, although it's not really called AI. It's just like the machine assisting you with different tools. But artists are going to use AI in the future for some things. Like the artist that I use for my model, I give him references in AI all the time, and I tell him, hey, this is what I'm thinking of for a pose or whatever, you know. But like I actually know one artist where he uploaded all of his work into an AI, just his work. And then he asked the AI to give him base models so that he could start drawing with it. And I think some people are going to use that as well. You know, I think that...
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I agree. I think that it being used as a tool to support artists and stuff like that is a much better option. But, you know, I think you're correct about this being like the age where we're more connected than ever. That everybody who normally you wouldn't hear about, or you'd only hear mentioned in passing, like, you know, there's the very pro AI side, and then there's the very anti AI side, and then there's the people in the middle, and there's the people who don't know about it, and you kind of hear from all of them. And I just kind of feel like AI is not going away.
No, it's like a genie. It exists now.
Yeah.
It's here forever.
So I think that AI. Look, if people don't want to embrace AI, I get it. Like, I'm not gonna say, oh, you have to. I'm not one of those kind of people. I think the people who use it should be able to use it, and the people who don't want to use it should be able to not want to use it. I will also say, though, that I do not think AI will ever fully replace artists. I don't think that's the case, because as much as AI is good, and AI art can be very, you know, good depending whatever, like as you said, the guy uploaded a bunch of different of his own art and then had AI use it. Like, AI can copy style, but it can't necessarily give it the same human ingenuity that someone drawing it from hand will do. I'm not saying there might not be changes to how that's done, but I think that we will. People who are worried, oh, AI is going to completely replace artists, I don't think that's going to happen.
Absolutely
fully.
not.
It's just not.
I mean, like, I even thought about this. I did an experiment where I did some AI genning using free tokens on websites, and I was like, okay, I generated how many images, and I was like, I still prefer my regular artist. Like, I went back to my artist and was like, we can use these for poses, but I would prefer you to draw it, because I don't know what it is, and I know you get a little bit of art, but I don't know if you feel this as well, but like having a human draw it as opposed to having an AI generate it, even if the AI is faster and can do something that is like of a different quality or even high quality with no mistakes, there's something about a human drawing it that makes it better. You know what I mean?
No, I agree. I think that one of the things, this is going to sound real sappy, but I think that one of the things is AI cannot recapture passion. And when you have an artist who genuinely loves what they're doing and has a style, and you can see it, and you can see it in what they're creating. I think that AI doesn't have that ability. Even if it copies something exactly, the feelings it evokes in you aren't going to be the same, because it's not going to have necessarily those rough edges. It's not going to have that experience of making it that gets imbued into the piece of art. I don't think that's ever going to be a thing, because it's an AI. It can't feel.
No,
so I think that even if you had an AI generate an exact copy of an image, right, you'd probably still find one of them that you prefer over the other. And there might be various reasons for that. If you're a person who likes more perfectionist, you might go for the AI one. If you want someone that's got more of a personality, I'll give an example. The person who made my avatar, when they gave it to me, cleaned up, I looked at it and was like, I don't like it. They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, I liked the versions of it in progress where it had like raggedy edges and stuff like that. Like, I liked that. It felt like it gave it character. Yeah. So he actually had to go back and actually like rough it up a little bit more. And I'm like, perfect. That's what I want. Yeah. Because it gave it character. It gave it more appeal than just a standard, like, nope, clean and whatever. Like, it depends on the circumstance. But I think that artists will always be able to supersede AI in the one aspect that AI cannot imbue feelings into the art. It can only copy the feelings of others. And when you copy a feeling, it's not necessarily genuine.
No, for sure. And I think that's one of the things that a lot of these people that are crying that AI is going to take away work from them, I think a lot of these people, I think it's two things. One, I think that these people are worried that they aren't going to be able to draw for people forever. And it's just like, well, that it's mean to say, I think it's a little bit of a skill issue. If you're that worried that your art is not good enough to compare to an AI, then maybe you should keep working at it. The other thing I think that people need to understand is the people that use AI to generate images, most of them probably would not go to you in the first place for art. They may only go to the AI because either they don't care for a human artist, or they can't afford a human artist at that moment, or, you know, there's a multitude of reasons why people use AI art and then don't go to a human artist. I don't think that somebody that generates AI art like all the time is their main function. I don't think that they would have gone to, like, it's very rare that I feel like they would go to a real artist in the first place. So it's just like they're not even really a customer that you have to worry about, if that makes sense.
No, I agree. And I think that also we're seeing kind of, it's going to sound weird to say this after all the AI talk, but we've seen kind of a memes renaissance, so to speak, because the fact that you can have an idea, like as we showed earlier, that AI meme that I made of the, you know, YouTube, oops, all AI, like I would never have made that, not because I couldn't, because there's only so much time in the day. Like I'm not going to spend 3 hours making a meme. Like I'm not doing it. Like,
no, for
sorry,
sure.
like I got other things to do. So I think that it does enable certain things as well as it you know, so I think that, again, we'll have to wait and see. But I think that the people pushing for AI to be used in place of humans, like YouTube, for an example, that's not the way to do it. It's not going to work because AI doesn't have the ability to reflect on itself, at least not in the way that sometimes it needs to.
Yes.
And I see Umbra Flama, who's one of friend of mine and one of our mods, has been very good with AI and stuff like that. And he's mentioned in particular that the AI is going to take what you give it and use it. And one of the things that's important to point out with this is that when it comes to YouTube, right, the terms of service is so nebulous. If you give it to an AI and tell it to enforce it, there are going to be gray areas where it's not going to know what to do because it's not a clear standard. You need to give, AI is going to operate on the standards you give it. You need to give it standards, like clear guidelines, or it's not going to be able to do it. A human can see the gray area and go, okay, here's what I'm going to suggest based off of this and this and this. Like, but so AI running YouTube is a terrible decision unless YouTube clearly outlines piece by piece every single possibility. And let's be honest, if they're lazy enough to get to this point, they ain't going to do that.
Probably not. Probably not. I just had this thought. It's kind of funny. You know, PewDiePie, when he created like 5 or 6 AIs, and the AIs had to like compete for the best answer. I feel like having a council of AIs that looked at your video would probably be more fair, because then at the very least you'd have more than one making a choice and saying, well, I don't know, it could be more nuanced than this or that, you know. It might not still be perfect, but I feel like having more than just one AI thought process going along would probably be better than just it would be better to have multiple than just one, if that makes sense. I don't know.
No, that actually would make sense. I wish I would be willing to bet that YouTube ain't doing that.
No, it's way expensive
to do. It's just one, and that's it.
That's way too expensive to do, because again, they got to ask it to run, and then it's going to take those tokens. It's going to consume the power, consume the water. That's a lot of energy, you know. And I do think that, like, again, with a lot of the AI stuff we're seeing, I do think we're seeing an enshittification of just AI models in general right now. And I think that as that happens, as the models unfortunately get dumber and dumber as they're trying to conserve more and more, I think we are going to see AIs make more mistakes, which is kind of a concern, especially when the AI on YouTube is supposed to make choices that affect the lives of millions of people every single day. I just think, unfortunately, that's the future that we have to live in, because right now they're like, oh, we don't want to spend all this money anymore. We got this much money and now we don't want to spend it anymore.
Yeah, I really hate that it's come to this, because it's so terrible that you can live we're in a situation now where YouTube's already been like iffy, and now it's gotten to a point where you can literally have everything taken away from you because an AI decided that you're not real.
Right.
And then if there, here's the thing, if this was happening and we had a clear, easy way to get the attention of YouTube no matter what size, and I know that that sounds like a crazy situation, but humor me for a second. Let's imagine that was a thing. Like, okay. And it's like, okay, you're doing this, but at least you're going to take responsibility for it. They're not. We have to go on X to get their attention. Why? Why are we going on another platform to get the attention and have to make a big stink only to get an AI bot go, we're upholding your decision, blah, 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 blah. You can learn more here. It's like, no.
No, yeah, it does really suck that you have to get the attention of another different platform, and most of the time you still get the same response. Like, it does make me wonder, like, how they does the YouTube rep that does have to log into the Twitter account, do they have to sit down, look through their mentions, and say, okay, oh fuck, this person got so much attention, they're probably a real thing. Maybe I should escalate it to the guy next door that has to look at this kind of stuff, and then they get it done. Like, I don't
know. I would imagine there's some guy who's like, his job is like, check the YouTube thing 3 times a day, and you know, if this post is getting all our look at only the posts that are getting attention and ignore the rest. Like, that would not surprise me. Like, because I guarantee they don't. I guarantee they don't pay them well.
Probably not. Probably not. Probably not. I don't know. I don't know. I think I don't know, to kind of close out my thoughts on the AI demonetizations, because I do agree that it's probably not it seems like it is slowing down a little bit, but I also think there probably just hasn't been a lot of louder voices making noise about it. I do think it's going to continue for a while. Hopefully it is fixed as quickly as it's happening. But what would you suggest to people to try and avoid it the best they can, I guess you could, because again, you said that there is no clear cut, but what would you suggest for trying to avoid it, I guess you could say?
I would say one thing for sure: do not use the same thumbnail over and over. If you're going to do it, do something different to it, not just changing a filter, like add an image of you're reacting to something or whatever. I know that that's a little more work, but don't just use the same image. I see people do that, and I get it. I get that you want to have like a branding presence, but vary it up a little bit. That will help. And I'd also say, and it's a trend that a lot of people have been using, like AI clips to like open videos, and I'm not gonna bash on them, but I would say probably better to avoid, if you want to use AI in a creative way for your channel and you can show it in a way that's like creative, I think that's pretty fine. But if you're just going to make some clip and show it at the beginning of your video, probably better not to do that right now. I'm not trying to say people who do it are bad. I'm just saying, like, I would, if I were YouTube and the AI is not as sophisticated, it probably takes a couple frames from the beginning, middle, and end of your video, especially if it's a live stream.
Yes.
If it's a short video, probably just doesn't even do that much. But if it's taking clips from those kinds of things, ask yourself, if I was watching this stream, is anything on the screen that I need to look at? So, for example, is something changing on the screen? Is things, if I were looking at if I randomly scrubbed through my video, would I see changes? And if not, I would say try the best way possible to implement some changes. I know it sounds like terrible, but like a good way is, like, if you're having if you have a live show, and you can play clips every once in a while. Like, it sounds weird, but like, you're varying it up, you're making it whatever. It's going to be a little bit harder for the AI, at least in my opinion, to go, oh no, that's not a person. If it takes clips in the beginning and it sees this is how it looks here. Oh, in the middle, they're not on screen, it's this, and then at the end, and whatever. Oh, okay. Again, I wish I could give more definitive answers, but I would say 100%. Do not use the same thumbnails over and over again. That's not going to help you. And try to make it clear as best you can, in whatever way you can, that there's an actual human being behind this. Again, I know that there are some people who will hear what I have to say and kind of, there's some people who have taken my advice and already ran with it, and I appreciate that. But I wish I could give a definitive answer, but I would say that also, transparent backgrounds, especially if you're like someone who does streaming like with a IRL cam, not like a VTuber, but transparent backgrounds when you have something that behind you, probably not the way to go right now. You might not want to put like yourself in a little box, but trust me, if the AI is not as sophisticated and it's programmed to look for that, you might be a little safer if it thinks that that's what's going on. Like,
Right.
that could just be it. Like I again, that's the best way I could say is the AI thumbnails, and try to have a visible human presence without a transparent background, or a visible avatar presence, like something. And static avatars, I would say probably, if you can, try and move it around a little bit. Like, I get it, people don't want to have ones that jump up and down like mine or VTubers. I get it. Like, but then like move it around or do something, like vary it up a little bit, so it makes it a little bit harder for the AI to label you. And I hope by doing that will at least mitigate the possibility. But I wish I had the exact thing I could tell you guys, but
Right.
that's what I would say is probably some of the biggest red flags. You make it very clear that you are a human being, that either is using an avatar or is doing a voiceover or something. But make it clear. Don't use the same thumbnails, and I guess don't insult the AI overlords.
No, I would agree with you. There's a lot of thoughts in there that I definitely agree with. Here's a question I am curious what your thoughts on are here. And we have been going for about an hour and a half. I know that you told me you've got evening stuff that you got to take care of here soon, so I won't keep you too much longer.
Yes.
But I was curious, do you think that the algorithm is different for live streams versus videos, or do you think that they're all in the same? Because I have felt like, at the very least for me, a lot of what I do on stream is obviously very different from how I try and sanitize myself to long form videos. Like, I tend to censor myself a little bit more, or I tend to hold things a little bit differently. Do you think that the algorithm is different for live stream content over videos?
Oh, absolutely. And I'll say that because one of the things, there's a, I guess it wasn't a myth necessarily, but it kind of is now. There's a common myth that, if you keep your live streams up on your channel and they're visible, or they're not unlisted, that it'll hurt your channel.
No.
We have never made any of our live streams like unlisted, and we've never had problems with that. So but I would say that like, we had a live stream that did like a way more amazing that we were offline at the time, so we had like premiere while we weren't there. But we had a live stream like do like really, really well just because of the subject matter. So I would say that there probably are on different algorithms in a way, because I think that long form content, depending on how long it is and depending who you are, depending what the topic is, may get pushed a little bit harder now. When it comes to, I'm trying to think of how to put it. Short form content is king now because that's what they want people to see. But I also think long form content gets pushed in a somewhat different way.
Yes.
I don't think it's just like gaming streams or whatever. I think even long form commentary gets pushed. It depends on what you look at, but I would definitely say that they're not exactly on the same algorithm, because you can have. I would say it's very rare to have like a live stream just like pop off versus a video. You make a video from a clip from a live stream, it may do better than the live stream itself, and that doesn't make much. I mean, aside from the length, there's really not much difference. So I would say that there are definitely different variations in the algorithm for that. So that's my opinion, at least.
I definitely agree, and the reason why I agree is, like, I have seen I definitely feel like there's a difference between the content I upload just as my regular videos and then my live streams, because my live streams will, and I do believe part of that is the audience will pick and choose what they want to watch. Most of my audience refuses to watch shorts, so I never put up shorts. But like, when it comes to my long form content, I've always felt that YouTube has treated live streams differently, because there's a lot of times where I'll be a little bit more chill and I'll say more things and I'll act different. And I know that that's not acceptable in YouTube videos, but in live streams, it just seems like they don't care as much, or it's at least a different set. So I feel like when it comes to the inauthentic content, I'm not sure if it will handle live streams differently than long form content. I feel like that's a thing to study. You think it will?
Well, based on some of the stuff that we talked about in our video, I do think that long form content, as I said, with little visual variation in it, will potentially, if the I don't know if the AI scans the video, scans long form content. There might be a parameter in there that it ignores it completely. I have no clue. But if it does, I would say, as I said, like, if you're going to do long form content, try to vary it up, move things around a little bit. There are some channels that will just like talk over something on screen and it won't change the entire time. Like, if it does look at that, it might classify that as inauthentic.
Yeah.
But again, I can't say definitively, but yeah.
And yeah, it's just something that I think of because I've always seen that, excuse me, that live streams of and I don't really get anything demonetized on my channel, but I've always just seen that like live streams tend to be handled with different kinds of gloves, not like kid gloves, but just different gloves overall. And I feel like, I don't know. I also put my live streams under a podcast because I know that YouTube really loves podcasts these days. So maybe my streams get taken differently because YouTube's like, oh, you have a podcast? Perfect. We're going to throw you in a different bracket because you have podcasts. I don't know if you've heard anything about that. But
we do the same. We do the same. We put it under podcast as well. But I think that it's hard to say for certain because depending on how long of a live stream you do, I also do think it's a factor. Like there are people who will do live streams for like hours and hours and hours, and I couldn't do it. But you know, there are people who like I've seen some like 12-hour live streams or whatever. And it's like can't imagine YouTube would be like, yes, have the AI scan that. Like I can't.
Oh, absolutely
think
not.
It would do that. It just wouldn't. But that's why you can get away with things more like there are certain things like, for example, if you clip out something from a live stream, you make it an individual video, it might get copyright claimed. Why? Well, something in the live stream is copyright claimable because it's in a live stream. You won't get hit. I think that it depends on what you're doing and how long you're doing it for. But like I think that when it comes to copyright, it's a little different. When I think it comes to like whether it catches you swearing or whatever, it's a little bit more up in the air.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I'm always curious to see what people think about that because I do think that like it's just interesting. It's really interesting, you know. Again, I like YouTube. I think that YouTube has a lot of weirdness to it, and understanding it is like if somebody completely understands it, maybe they deserve a Nobel Peace Prize or something like that.
I'm gonna be very controversial for a minute, but I think it's worth it. YouTube is like women. You aren't gonna understand them. It's not gonna happen.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
But we live with it. We live with them, and we don't understand them.
That's fair.
Am I wrong?
No,
Am I wrong?
I get it.
You can hate me if you want, but I'm right.
Listen, just don't tell your wife you said that.
She's laughing in the background. She doesn't care.
Oh, perfect. She's a good one then. She's a keeper.
I get away with it.
That's perfect. Well, I think this is a good spot to wind down for that. I don't want to hold you too much longer for the rest of the evening. I do appreciate you coming on and talking about that with me.
Of course, I'm happy to come on, and thank you for having me.
No, yeah, for sure. And like I said, chat, we've been trying to like hook up and talk about something for a while, and so it was really nice to have you on again. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It was a good discussion.
Yeah, for sure. Is there anything that you're working on down the line that you would like to shout out for people?
Well, we have our. If you want to know where to find me, you could find me on X under Master of the TDS. You can find our stuff on our channel for Gothic Therapy. As far as things we're working on, we have our regular live show. We do a live show every Sunday at 7 p.m. Pacific time.
Okay.
But if something I'm working on, there are possibly two things I'm working on. One is somewhat gaming related, because I do that kind of stuff. Not playing a game, but like in regards to like video gaming in general. And then I potentially am looking into a lead with this stuff. I'm hoping I can get some information, but I am looking into potentially looking into this demonetization wave a little bit more, because there is a correlation I'm seeing with certain channels, and the fact that some people have reached out to me and said like, hey, you know, like I've been noticing X, Y, and Z, can you help? Like makes me feel like I'm correct. But again, whether I'll actually have something with that or not is based on whether I can get the information or not. But definitely we'll have our live show as usual, and probably something on gaming at some point.
I am gonna. You don't have to. All you have to say is yes or no. But I'm asking. I asked you what if you think that it's related to that. You say a yes or no.
I'm not even sure what that is.
Oh.
Oh no,
fair enough.
Look, I get why people are mad at the guy, and he kind of deserves it, honestly. But like, I think it's more, I'm noticing a correlation between some statistics in YouTube and certain things in regards to certain things with also the rise of the AI moderation, which makes sense, which is what makes me think that there are more labels being applied. But whether or not I'll have information to verify that or not, or have enough creators, like, hey, if you're a creator and you're decent size and you want to reach out and you're willing to just give me data, and I'm not talking like I'm gonna need a lot. So if you guys are open to that, you can help me out there.
For sure.
Cool. But
no,
otherwise,
for sure.
I can't say for certain, but I'm noticing some correlations in regards to like changes in regards to views and stuff like that in conjunction with this AI moderation, which makes sense, but there's potentially more here that might be extremely concerning if I can verify it. But
fair enough.
I'll keep that. I'll end it there because I don't want to tease too much and be
no,
like,
you're good.
Yeah,
you're good. Again, thank you so much for coming on. I'll let you go now so that you can get on with the rest of your evening. But I hope you have a good one. Thanks.
You too. Thank you so much.
All right. Peace and love. You have a good one.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye. All right, chat. That was Master of the TDS. You can find him on Gothic Therapy, at Gothic Therapy over there on Twitter. Give him on YouTube. Give him a sub. Like I said, I've watched a couple of his videos. I do think that his research into YouTube is really good. A lot of his other stuff is really good as well. Chat, that is not the entirety of today. We went a little bit longer than I thought we were. I'm going to be honest. I said 1 hour, maybe 2, and we're going longer, and I'm totally fine with that because hump days are great days to just sit down and talk. I have way more, obviously, that we're going to talk about tonight. Like I said, we've got TechTone that we got to laugh at because he is refusing to now pay a charity after he obviously lost. We got some other miscellaneous locale stuff, as well as the Burnt Peanuts Western compatriot, or I guess not since he was blocked, but we got to talk about him as well. Before we continue, though, I got to use the restroom. I've had to use the restroom since the beginning of the stream, and now I'm going to take that opportunity since you know, so now we're going to take basically that. So if you guys will bear with me, all right, just give me like 2 minutes to go use the restroom. I am going to put on some music for you guys so that you're not totally left in the dark while I am gone. We're going to put on everybody's favorite Club Doom. And when I get back, chat, let's talk about TechTone. I think we'll talk about TechTone. So I'll be right back.
Pasta and yogurt, it tastes like heaven. And we eating pasta and it. I just started there. Yeah. We've had the careers before. They call us a lethal weapon. You brandish an unsheathed sword. Plain hero, Roni can shit. We kick the side of your door. Use the one who will get to 7. Where was that bravado you had a hot minute ago? Hey, we got ups, but I wouldn't say we beef. How the saying go, it's a two-way street. Give me on the pipe and you know they had a tweak. I'm just trying to lay my name, you get what I'm speaking. We entertain the masses and anywhere the weekend. There's some asshole think that you can press the lead and put the whole squad down, get out within the weekend. But we stars, boys, who continue going see. We've ended careers before. They call us a lethal weapon. You brandish an unsheathed sword. Play hero, Roni can shit. We kick the side of your door. Use the one who will get to 7. Where was that bravado you had a hot minute ago? Talk big game till you load at 8-1. Got your nails on this track's another freight ton. Not a single dub, so you gotta make one. G, get dumb and know it, trying to cook some great stuff. You can get season, but hunting way down in you and our treasures while casually pressing your buttons. You keep pretending and nothing, but we can tell you be frontin', try betting us with a poker, but your face looking all flushed and we calling out all the bluffs and we telling you what is left and we saying enough's enough, but you trying to keep acting tough. If you really think that you won, let me tell you, you ain't the one, cause the song will be nothing speakers and the whole team finna pump it, y'all. We've ended careers before. They call us a lethal weapon. You brandish an unsheathed sword. Played hero, Roroni, Kenshin. We kicked it aside of your door. You's the one who will get to seven. Where was that bravado you had a hot minute ago? We eating pasta in your hood. It tastes like heaven. We eating pasta and it good. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh boy. We have to start over here. Oh. Duh, it was muted. I forget that there's multiple ways for you to mute things now. Okay. My phone needs to be plugged in so that we can, like, show the camera later. Sorry, I there's immense relief that one gets when you have to use the restroom, and I'm very happy right now. Is the music royalty free? If you pay for the music and put it in your bio that you own the music, then it is free to be used. Yeah, that's why I love Club Doom, and that is why I love Carl Casey. If you're on YouTube, in my bio, it even says music by Carl Casey and Club Doom. By the way, before we move on, do you own 2 or more computers? Perhaps you want to reduce the amount of peripherals that you have on screen. Well, chat, there is something called Synergy. It is a KVM, only you don't need a physical device in order to use it. And what it allows for you to do is it allows for you to have a digital KVM that you can transfer between different computers. All you need is another screen for your different computer. So if you use my link down there right now, you can get Synergy for a little bit off of your purchase. It is a great system. I use Synergy on all of my computers in my home lab. In fact, eventually, I think I'm going to make a video on Synergy for home lab. You know what's kind of crazy is I made a video talking about my home like server, my home server system, all that kind of stuff. And I didn't even talk about Synergy, which, you know, leaves the door open for multiple videos. I literally have had some people DM me saying, I saw that you made this. How do I do this? And I'm thinking to myself, maybe I should make some videos. You know, I could just as easily point them to how other people do it, but they asked me, and I was like, you know what? Maybe we'll make a video. Maybe we'll do a video. You know, how's everyone? I hope everyone's doing good. Let me read some super chats here, because some of you guys sent me supers, and I want to make sure I read them, because I don't scam. I don't scam, chat. I'm not DSP here. Internet Zen. By the way, I'm going to unmute. I wanted to keep it muted while we were going through this, but now it is unmuted. So if you super chat, you will get your thing read out. Internet Zen for 5 says, I guarantee you Papa Gundam doesn't miss her. He probably does not, in reference to Susan Wojcicki. Chow for 5 says, I signed up for premium when it first came out. It was $9.99. I'm still paying $9.99. I'm not canceling because I'm never getting that back. No. If I could keep myself from canceling back then, I would, but I did not. Chaos Mesh says, now YouTube is run by... I don't know if I can say that. I don't know if I can say that. Let me Google this. Google, what is that word? Okay, it does. Let's see here. Okay, that doesn't appear to be a naughty word. Chaos says YouTube is run by a Punjabi. Absurd. All right, YouTube. Google said that was an okay word, so you can't get mad at me if it's not. Internet Zen for 2 says, who wished on the monkey's paw to replace her? I don't know. Banana Bomber King says it's $17. Is it really $17? That's insane. It's like doubled in price over the last decade. Some random white guy sent a screaming cat, and Slime Maverick sent 3 cheeseburgers. I appreciate that. I've been eating, Chad, as my gums have been healing, I've been able to eat more and more solid foods. Right now, I'm keeping it simple today. I have some noodles, and I've been enjoying those noodles. I also have Spam here, because Spam is my... Spam is a fantastic low protein, high sodium kind of thing, and I've been enjoying that. Really good shit. Really, really good shit. We love to see it, you know. But it's been healing, and hopefully, eventually, I can just start eating normal, chewy food again. Punjabi is a person from the Punjab region of India. Well, there you go. There you go. There you go. Anyway, I think we should continue. Again, if you're interested in learning more, Master of the TDS does have a video on his channel. You should go watch it. I linked it there earlier. And it was I would say that it was really good, you know. We're obviously still learning, and I do think that it's going to take a while before, like, we completely understand everything. We may not, but, you know, it is what it is. Punjabi is a state. Listen, all I'm going to say is, I know that whenever somebody's in charge, they're way more sensitive to their own creed, race, or religion being made fun of. And I'm just trying not to get in trouble. You know, because, again, I do love YouTube. As much as YouTube, like, messes up, I still love it. It is... And maybe that's a love that comes from, like, childhood enjoyment, you know? I don't know. I don't know. Spam enjoyer? Yes. I am indeed a based spam enjoyer. This spam I decided to just eat raw because you can't eat spam raw, but I think I'll cook it when... And I'm only eating it raw because, like, it's way more soft than it would be cooked. So I'm going to probably cook it when I can, like, handle solids more frequently. Let me get a drink of water. By the way, chat, join the Discord and vote in the announcements tab. You're voting for the next Pokemon box that I open. Currently, the vote is for either Journey Together or Surging Sparks. Now, I've already opened Surging Sparks in the past in smaller quantities. So if you vote for Surging Sparks, you're probably going to see some repeats. But I am okay with that, you know? I can't eat Spam raw. You can eat Spam raw. That's what I've been eating. I've been eating it out of the can. Just, again, because it's softer. But typically, I cook it, you know? Anyway. We're going to move on now. Before we jump into TechTone, which is the next big portion of today, can I vote for both? No. You have to vote for one or the other. I would say if you want to see something new, vote for Journey Together. If you want to see something that I've already opened, vote for Surging Sparks. Surging Sparks is winning right now. Here, I'll show the announcements tab, I think. Let me just... Gonna do this. Yeah, I can do that. Look at that. That's fantastic. Here. Surging Sparks is winning by 3 votes right now. Okay? So if you want Journey Together to win, jump into the Discord and vote. Again, I'm not going to tell you which way I want to go. But Surging Sparks is a set that I have already opened before. So, you know, higher chance of repeats, all that kind of shit. The Journey Together set, by the way, does have a box topper that I have not touched. And I won't touch it unless I open the thing. So if you vote for Journey Together, I will get to open up the box top. I mean, eventually we're going to open it. But, you know, it's just a case of whether I open it today or I open it in 4 weeks after, you know. Make it 50-50. If you make it 50-50, I'm going to have to roll the dice or whatever. Anyway, Chat, before we move on to TechTone, let's go through some miscellaneous topics. And I know that Temp is listening right now. You want to know how I know that Temp is listening? Because Temp is my main mod. And my main mod is required. He's basically required at gunpoint in Minecraft to always be listening to my streams. So I just have to say, some of these topics are probably better for Dogwave, but that's okay. That's okay. All right, Pupper. It's okay that I talk about some of these topics now because we can still talk about them on Sunday. All right. Everybody head pat the dog and say, it's okay. We can talk about them again. All right. Just tell the dog it's okay that we can talk about them. All right. We're just gonna head pat the dog and say we'll talk about them again on Sunday. Did I see the age verification law with COSA worst aspect is being shoved into a must-pass funding bill tomorrow? Oh, interesting. I did not know about that. You are welcome to send it to me. You are definitely welcome to send it to me. Look at my DMs. I don't know what that means, Temp. Like, you sent that to me. I don't know what that means. It's a game I have not played, and people are going to flame me for not knowing that. But, you know, it's whatever. Anyway, now that you guys have sufficiently pet the dog, let's talk about some random news. Chat, Spotify's stock is crashing, and we should be clapping our hands. Clap your hands for a moment. Spotify's stock is crashing right after they decided to raise their prices, all right? They raised their prices to $12.99 a month, and their stock has gone down. It dropped 18% in value. Right, wow, jeez. Wiping out nearly $1 billion in market value. So, oh man, that sucks. You know? And there are apparently reports of people saying that they want to jump to YouTube Music or Amazon Music because of the higher prices. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. YouTube Music, probably about as expensive, if not about the same or more. Amazon Music, if you roll it into Prime, is probably going to be about the same as well. So, I don't really feel like it's much different to go with Spotify. Like, the big problem with these platforms. Oh, excuse me. The big problem with these platforms. Nope, can't do that. The big problem is doesn't matter who you go with, they all are going to end up charging the exact same amount or more. And it's whether or not you want to pay $12.99, $15.99, $19.99 or whatever, you know. All of them are eventually going to charge the same. Okay? So, if you want my opinion, YouTube comes with premium. Yeah, if you get YouTube Premium, you also get YouTube Music. So that is technically a better deal. But if you want my opinion, how about you just shove all three of them to the side and make your own music streaming service? I did talk about home labbing a little bit earlier. I haven't done this yet, but I would like to. How about you just get all of the music you really love, buy a copy of it, download it to your... Because, listen, for the most part, music can still be bought and downloaded from a lot of these major, like, music services. You're on Apple, Amazon, you know, all of these services. For the most part, a lot of them still allow you to download that music. What you should do is make your own streaming service. All right? It is very easy for you to set up a computer. And I say it's easy even though I haven't done it myself, but I just know it's easy. All right? You set up a computer, you hook it up to your network, all right? And then you make your own streaming service. Make your own media server, all right? You can basically have your own Netflix with hookers and blackjack and hookers. All right? So don't rely on these services. I'm going to work on this eventually. I need to see if I can do this with a Raspberry Pi. Because I have a Raspberry... I was like, maybe I could, like, hook up a Raspberry Pi and see if I could get that Raspberry Pi to stream to, like, my computer or whatever that shit. But I want to see if I can put all of the music I love on a hard drive, put it in my system, tell that system to communicate with an interface, and then have that interface communicate to my phone whenever I want to listen to music. All right? That way, the only thing I'm paying for is the electricity and the phone bill. But I'm like so tired of these different platforms upping their prices, and the only change is how much it costs. It's not getting better. All right? And you know why they're doing it. They're raising their prices because they know there's no more venture capital and they can't afford it. So that's why they're raising the prices. It's the unfortunate truth. How is a baked good going to help Akko? You're funny. You're funny. You're funny. You're funny. Anyway, I just figured I would say that. With that in mind, I am going to be making more not Raspberry Pi. I am going to be making more home labbing styled videos in the future. That is my plan. It just relies on when I actually get it done. I want to finish my media server. I have to get a graphics card for that, but I need to wait till next month to do that. And I, by the way, if you want to donate a small, not a giant graphics card, but like a very small one, like a single fan graphics card. If you want to donate a single fan graphics card to that, you may, and I will take it. Otherwise, I'll buy one eventually. But like, I want to make my own media server so that I can like have my own movies, have my own music, have my own shit saved on it. Okay. And that way I don't have to worry about these platforms anymore. Because there are ways to save the stuff I like and the shit I like without having to pay for all of these services. You know? So, yeah. And the best part is, it's not like the most egregious thing in the world. It isn't like that big of a thing to get started on. You just need to look it up a little bit, you know. Need to set up a Jellyfin server. That's what my plan is, yeah. I'm tech illiterate, so these video streams would be very helpful. Oh, for sure. For sure, for sure. And if you don't want to wait on me, I know that there are other people that make those kinds of videos as well. So. Not many phones have expandable storage, which is why you need to make your own streaming service. Anyway, I just figured I would say that. It's important for you guys to learn how to do all that stuff, and I'm here to learn it with you. So if you guys want to learn with me, that is, you can. Sub to learn with me. Anyway, this is a quick one since we're in the realm of Pokemans here. We're obviously not going to read Kotaku. Fuck that. But there is a store owner in Japan, a TCG store owner, that decided that he was going to combat scalpers by asking them to answer a quiz on Pokemon before they buy cards. And if they failed the quiz, they can't buy the cards. They get denied service. I think this is the most base thing ever. I feel like more Pokemon people need to do this. All right, more TCG store owners need to do this. So, yeah, don't relent to scalpers. And make them answer a quiz about their favorite Pokemon. All right? Can you name all of the Pokemon before you buy these cards? No. No, I cannot. Oh, excuse me. There's a lot of people doing vids. I need to binge watch them for sure. Oh, excuse me. All right. This next one here is more of a funny thing than anything. You guys know I love Toyota. Toyota is a pretty good company. Japanese company, by the way. Well, Toyota decided to make a gaming chair based off of, I believe, one of the chairs that's actually in one of their cars. Okay. Toyota has turned an actual Toyota Crown car seat into a premium 3,500 gaming chair. Gaming and office chair. Look at this. Look at this, chat. Look at this. Would you buy this? I asked my Discord, would you buy this? And they're like, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, this is amazing. Gaming chairs are a scam. I agree, which is why I don't own one. Now, unfortunately, there's only 70 of these being made, and they might have to use a lottery system in order to sell them, which is kind of crazy. Kind of crazy, in my personal opinion. But it does use the same front cover as in their car. Also, this might be AI because they put in the they didn't take out the buckle. Although, if they leave the buckle in the gaming chair, I think that's a plus. Just gonna be honest, I think that would be a funny plus. You know, the original seatbelt buckle now functions as never mind. So the seatbelt buckle is gonna be a USB charging port. That's amazing. I kind of want one. I know, right? It features powered recline. Good. For $3,500, this thing better sing to me. I'm going to be honest with you. Height and tilt adjustment, lumbar support, 3-level heating. Wow, it's got heating and ventilation. Dude, that's amazing. I sent the link via DMs. Okay, thank you. All right, thank you. I appreciate that. I'll take a look at that. We definitely don't have time for that today because I got a lot of stuff I wanted to go through. But I appreciate that. Thank you. Anyway, this is a cool chair. Now, would I spend $3,500, which is effectively a good chunk of my savings, in order to buy this chair? No. No. I would not spend that much money on a fucking chair. All right? The most I've ever spent on a chair is $90, and it was an IKEA captain's chair. Okay? Pretty good captain's chair. I would not spend $3,500 on this. Okay? Just saying. Would not. Would not, will not. But if somebody bought it for me, I would sit in it. I would definitely sit in it. Okay. One more thing, and then we're going to jump over to the TechTone stuff. I had a lot of other random stuff, such as, you know, Magica Madoka is getting another trailer, and I believe that the release date is going to be revealed really soon. You really will only care about this if you're somebody like me that has been waiting for this movie for over a decade. Yes, I've been waiting for this movie for over a fucking decade, and I want it. I'm gonna go see this in movies. All right, I am gonna go see this in movies if it comes out. And I say if because there is a genuine chance that it just might never come out. You may never see this movie in theaters. All right. But if this ever movie comes out, I am gonna see this because I fucking love this series. It was my first series that I actually really got into. My favorite character is the yellow girl. Yes. All right. And it is a great show. In fact, I love this show so much that I used to have all of the girls as figures because I love them. And then when I moved, I got rid of all but Homura. Even though Homura is not my favorite character, she was the one I kept. No, I didn't keep just her. I kept the mommy figure as well. I kept the mommy figure and the Homura figure as well. But then I got rid of all the others. Which sucks because I also liked Sayaka and Kyoko. I liked all of them, but I had to really pick and choose. You know, but yeah, this is coming out eventually if you're interested. So, you know, there you go. I'm definitely really interested. Let's talk about Destiny. And no, I'm not talking about the streamer that's currently in a litigation battle with one of his exes. I am talking about the video game Destiny. Now, Destiny, and more specifically Bungie, has been in controversy year over year. They always have something going on. They always have something really stupid. And it seems that this time, the main community manager for Destiny is just blocking random people. Oh, look at that. He blocked Dr. Here. He blocked Dr. Disrespect. You know, I don't really feel like that's I don't care about Dr. Disrespect. I'm going to be honest with you. All right? Dr. Disrespect, if you block Dr. Disrespect, okay, who cares? But yeah, so DMG is blocking, apparently he's blocking a bunch of right-leaning accounts or accounts that he thinks are right-leaning or go against his politics. As you can see, he does have the he, him in his bio, so that's really fun. How dare he block Maduro? I know, right? It's really sick of him. I can't believe he would do that. But yeah, he is blocking people that he does not like. In fact, I'm curious. I am not yet blocked by this man. Yeah, I am not yet blocked by this man. Okay, not yet. A lot of people just have been and they've never interacted with him. So you know. People are pointing out the pronouns. Yes, this individual is a pronouns person. So yes, that's obviously going to be a thing for him. Seattle and he, him. Yes. 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 So yeah, he's just blocking people. A lot of people, Grum's brought up a good point. And that is, remember, these people sued Trump to stop him from blocking accounts under the First Amendment. And I do think that there is an argument to be had at what point should you not be allowed to block people because of how big you are as a content creator? I don't really feel like somebody as small as DMG should count, because I'm going to be honest with you. Outside him being a community manager for Destiny, this guy's a nobody. All right? This guy's a complete and utter nobody. Nobody gives a shit about DMG. Nobody cares about who he is. The only reason why he's got that many followers is because he is the community lead for Destiny, and that's what he does. If this man did not have Bungie, and if this man did not have Destiny, nobody would give a shit about this man. And so I think, like, it doesn't matter if he blocks people. By the same token, I think him blocking people is also very cringe and gay. Okay? All right? This man is very cringe, very gay for blocking people. Now, he could come out and say, oh, I blocked these people because of how critical they are being towards my game that I love. If he said that, I'd still think he's cringe and gay, but I would understand it a little bit more. But no, it sounds like some of these people are saying they've never interacted with him, and he's decided to block them anyway. So, you know, that's quite funny, you know. My personal opinion, chat, is if you want to block people, do so. But people are allowed to make fun of you, or people are allowed to talk about it, you know, all that kind of shit. And he's definitely made it easy for people to laugh at him. So, sorry, occasionally I got to give my mouth a rest. I'm trying to get better with my S's and my SH sounds. Just in case. Just in case I want to give my mouth a little bit of a rest. Oh, yeah, there we go. You can still probably tell, but it's not so bad when I'm actually trying, you know? Blocking on personal or Destiny's account. I'm being told he's blocking people on Destiny's official account, too. Or Bungie or whatever. Anyway, I just figured that was an interesting thing to bring up. Now, chat. Let's talk about this guy. Whoa. Jeez. Sorry. My apologies. My apologies if you are jump scared by TechTone here. But we gotta talk about this guy. Because he decided to cash a check that I knew he would not be able to gain from. Okay? And I knew he would not be able to gain from it because I knew, based on the merits of what he was trying to cash on this check, that he would not be able to fulfill it. I just knew that. Flashbang, I know. Bald, my eyes. So, this week in TechTone, we're not necessarily going to be doing, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking through a bit of hypocrisy. Or not really hypocrisy. We're going to look through him saying something and then him being like, oh, well, I'm going to chase, I'm going to have different, I'm going to like change the game like midway through, basically. Chase the bag, they say. Yes.
Oh, damn, that's a big
Thank you.
That's a big dude.
That face makes me believe every accusation made against him.
That's very mean, the King of Daleks. That's very, very mean. I would never say something like that because of how mean that is. But you saying that this face makes you believe every accusation against him, that's very mean. That's very, very mean. All right? But I completely and 100% know what you mean by that. So, you know. Anyway. I've had this in the pipeline for a while. It's yeah, I've had this in the pipeline for a while. I'm glad that it didn't like get rid of it. TechTone has deleted a lot of videos recently. A lot of old videos. I don't remember which ones in specific. I know that some people have been paying attention to it, but he has been deleting a lot of videos recently. And I don't know why I brought up that. We're going to close that. Yeah, he deleted 1,800 videos back on the 5th, and then he's lost a shit ton of views. And his response to that is because he wanted to delete a bunch of gotcha videos, which is funny. I don't believe the reason that he gave, but you know, it is what it is. That's not the main focus of what we're going through today, and neither is this. I am going to play this, though, because it is funny. And whenever you mention TechTone's girlfriend, he has to run and hide, which is why I'm playing this, because it is funny.
Techie wasn't in prison this one? Yeah, thank fucking God, bro, because I didn't tweet about it. If I just... oh.
He had to catch himself there before saying somebody's specific name. This man is gonna end up in jail if he's not fucking careful. This man is not gonna, like, if this man does not learn to shut his fucking mouth, he is gonna end up in jail. I mean, he's already got, and I don't have anything for this. I was just going to talk about it. This man has already got his ex, Pink Chew, going back to the court. All right? She's already going back to the court saying that he violated the 10-year protective order. And we don't really know the whole story. We just know that she wants to go back to the courts and talk. But I believe it's alleged it's about the video that Think Before You Sleep made. Think Before You Sleep made a video where he is talking about the situation. And TechTone allegedly TechTone told a bunch of people behind the scenes to watch the video, that it was behind the scene, that it was like something that was in the works for a while, and that everybody should watch it. Now, if you're curious, he can't really tell people to do that. All right? You can't really tell people to go watch a video about somebody that had like in the way that he did. Because he's not supposed to talk about her. Period. I think it shouldn't be understated that, like, it's a pretty big abuse. Not abuse. It's a pretty big, like, violation of your First Amendment rights to have that happen to you. But that abuse of his, or that violation of his rights has happened to him. He cannot talk about her. He cannot disparage her. He cannot ask other people to talk about her in behalf of him. But allegedly, he told friends behind the scenes to watch this video that Think Before You Sleep made. Excuse me. And she is getting the courts involved again. So, Mizu and I talked about this on Under the Tea last week, and from what I understand, if this is true, what will probably happen is if he does have to go back in front of a judge, the judge is going to look at him and say, TechTone, did you do this? And he's going to have to cough up and confess to it or not. And if he lies about it, he could get in serious trouble. But if he tells the truth, the judge is probably going to tell him, don't do that again. And if you're a repeat offender, I'm going to fuck you upside the ass. So, if they actually do go back to court, since this will be a first-time thing, if that is what it is, chances that he actually faces jail time are slim, in my personal opinion. Not to say that they're not going to happen. I just think it's a slim chance. But he will probably get told by the judge to stop doing it. That is a First Amendment issue. Again, when you have a protective order on you, all right, you cannot talk about the person that put that order on you. That you just can't. Because they put it on you. And again, it is, in my personal opinion, a major violation of your First Amendment right. But they put it on him because they believe that he is a danger to the woman. And that if he talks about her, it will bring danger to her. And there's probably some kind of argument you can make up on that. But, and I'm probably like not explaining it the best way I could. Remember, I'm not the lawyer, autistic lawyer here, but because he lost the case, he should just not talk about her, public or private, because it's going to lead to issues. And the fact that he has to go back to the same judge, it will not look favorably upon him, in my personal opinion. So he just should not be telling people behind the scenes to watch videos on this. But that's not why we're here today. That's just a fun little extra. Okay. We're going to save that. And instead, we're going to jump over to here. Chat, I think some of you were here last week. Will it be the same judge? I believe so. I believe so. Sorry. Some spam person is calling me. Obviously, I'm not like... I don't know the end-all be-all, but I imagine it probably would be. Anyway. So, recently, Quinio made a video of Pirate Software firing his mods. Now, we know for a fact that Pirate Software had a mod team that he paid a full-time salary, all right? He paid them a full-time salary, and I believe gave them benefits. And they left. Excuse me. They got fired, or they quit. I don't know which is which. But after that, I guess Pirate Software... Not Pirate Software, excuse me. I guess TechTone decided that he was going to come out and say what he thought was the most popular opinion, because as you all know, Pirate Software, nobody likes him anymore. All right, everybody hates Pirate Software. Nobody's a big fan of him, and so because of that, TechTone decided to have an opinion, thinking that because everybody hates Pirate Software, he could just get away with saying whatever the fuck he wanted. Now, I have not watched this video by Quinio. I have seen clips on this video, so I already kind of know what's going to happen in here. But the short and sweet is TechTone was 110% wrong. And now that
Pirate
TechTone
has not...
Oh, shush for a moment. Now that TechTone is wrong, he's trying to back out of donating $10,000 to charity. All right? That's your hook. So let's go ahead and listen to this, and let's figure out what the fuck TechTone did to have to owe $10,000 to charity that he is now refusing to pay.
Only apologized, but he was right. Now, I am just as shocked as you, fellow terminally online individual, but I want to give a bit of context.
Oh, chat, he's speaking specifically to me. And you, of course, but he's mostly talking specifically to me here. We're going to speed this up just a tiny bit here so that we can jump to the good meat.
Because it's going to be helpful for this one. Yesterday, I had posted a video, Pirate Software's mod team quit, and it is gone.
Milkman, I'm afraid. No. Well, listen, Quinio's great. We like Quinio. He's very funny, all right? I'm sure that there's something he could say that I might disagree with, but for the most part, I think Quinio is great. I like a lot of his content, all right?
Pretty viral. The information has been found to be interesting by the likes of people like Asmongold, who has also done a video covering it. And Asmongold, for what it's worth, he's covered a few of my videos in the past. He seems to be, pretty level-headed in terms of covering it. He does his whole thing. But
that is the Asmongold take.
To have a good level of knowledge, or at least the knowledge needed to look at the drama that we're talking about and understand it and be brought up to speed. The same cannot be said for world-renowned Rumble streamer TechTone.
Oh, that's brutal. World-renowned Rumble streamer. Oh, I love it so much. Chat. I keep forgetting. TechTone is a world-renowned Rumble streamer. Turn him up. All right, let me just turn off my music. TechTone, the world-renowned Rumble streamer. It's very true. Very, very true. All right. He is known for being a world-renowned Rumble streamer. I love that. Thank you, Quinio. That is beautiful.
And because of world famous Rumble streamer TechTone's, lack.
He did it again. Oh, I love this. You know what? I'm gonna like that stream. We're gonna make sure. Guys, go watch this video on your own time. After the stream, of course.
Of knowledge, it appears that he might now have to give 200 subs over to Pirate Software, as well as donate $10,000 to a charity.
That's 200 subs to Pirate Software? Damn. See, I knew about the $10,000 to charity. I did not know about the 200 subs. 100 subs is $250, I think. No, $500. So it's $1,000. He might owe $11,000 total. That is insane. Where's the money, TechTone? Where's the fucking money?
A Pirate Software's choice. But of course,
Stuttering Craig is a world-renowned Rumble streamer. True. I would say that Craig is a bigger Rumble streamer than TechTone.
Before we jump into that, shameless plug, we've got merch going on right now. It's the Double Down merch. We've also
we're gonna skip through this.
To get all of the people recently joined, so love to see you back. And if you like this video, want it, that shit. Thank you for watching. Now, we're off to a great start. This is a cut down on TechTone's YouTube page from his legendary Rumble streams, where the title is Pirate Software Leaked a DM.
Oh, look at that. One of my videos is in there. That's cool. Oh, sweet. I'm glad. Look at that. Look at what got recommended, chat. One of my videos. Streams. I'm sorry. I was kind of thunderstruck by that. That's cool.
It's bad. Obviously, number one, these are not leaked DMs. The only leaked DMs are the chats that I had with moderators. All of this was in a public Discord channel on.
Of course, TechTone would say, quote unquote, no, well, listen, to be fair, they're not leaked DMs because they're not like one-on-one conversations or like private chats. It's a Discord server. Technically, if it's not an open server, you could I feel like some people could make the argument that it is a leaked message. Because if it is a closed off space that nobody can join or very few people can join, then I would say it's, I don't know. I think it's 50-50, I would say, So I'd still say that TechTone is doing what TechTone always does, which is trying to get as many eyes on his shit as possible. I mean, he has to now that he's a world-renowned Rumble streamer, he has to. Tam, thank you for resubbing for 40 months on Twitch. Dog time, I appreciate that.
Kronos' server. Now, I thought maybe he just misunderstood that point, but it turns out that TechTone is not actually really a big fan of how I cover things, as I've made a video or two about him, I'm assuming. And I'm going
You know what? I'm curious. I am curious. Have you made videos on TechTone before? You made one on Nuxtaku. Okay, that's fair, everybody. Oh, you did. You have one on TechTone, the TechTone files, and then the TechTone files were leaked. Okay, so he's made 2 videos. You know what? Fair enough. Fair enough. Has he made more videos on TechTone? Let's see. Just saw 2. You know, he might have only made 2 videos on TechTone. No, yep, only 2 videos. Okay, you know what? Here's what I will say, Quinio. You're not milking the situation enough. You've got to make more videos on TechTone because you call yourself a milkman, yet you only make videos on 1 cow. You need to make more. But yeah, he made 2 videos on TechTone. I can understand why this man might not be liked in the eyes of the Eggman.
To play just the first minute.
Just to be fair here, if you say anything negative to TechTone, he will block you and say how much he hates you unless you get on your knees and beg for forgiveness.
Minute and a half of this video, and I think we're going to be on the same page as to what clearly went wrong here. Pirate Software's crew, more specifically his first mate, that being Kronos, is head.
By the way, TechTone is in the bottom here. Here, chat, just for you. It's for all of you guys. I know you like to see it here. We're gonna slide this over so that you can see TechTone. All right, so you can see his face.
I will say, I take every Quinio video with a massive grain of salt.
I did know that was coming. I didn't expect it so soon. Ah! Oh! Also that face! I love that. I love how he's like, oh, I take him with a massive grain of salt. Massive grain. Really? Is it because... See, I love... The reason why TechTone is doing that, okay, is because he wants to say, watch this guy's videos, but he also wants you to know that he doesn't approve of everything that Quinio has to say. And he's doing that so that if you stumble upon Quinio's videos about TechTone, you can be like, oh, okay. So he does make good videos, but he made videos against my daddy. And my e-daddy, that being TechTone, can't ever be wrong. So I'll watch this video, but he might also be wrong about it. I love it. I love it. You love when TechTone does that. It's amazing. It's just like, listen, guys, we can't trust what he has to say because I do wonder if in the future TechTone is going to react less and less and less to videos, to streamers that like if you make a negative video on TechTone, do you think that eventually he just won't ever feature you because he doesn't want his viewers to find those negative videos? Do you think that if every single person that he likes to watch made a video about how much they don't like him, do you think that he would stop watching them? There's only one way to find out, and that's to convince everybody to make a negative video on him. Maybe. Happy hump day. Happy hump day.
Because I understand this is a man who's just trying to get a bag, and I respect that.
Oh my gosh. What does that say about you, TechTone?
But sometimes he really misses the point, and that's absolutely A-okay. That's where I come in.
Now,
oh, for fuck's sake. That is high tier rage bait right there. That is high tier rage bait.
that is a teensy bit ironic. And the rest of his mod team have either been fired or jumped ship. And in doing a bit of research,
saying your mod team is fired is a very exaggerated way to just say they were unmodded.
Chat, I think what's going on here, because like I said, he does not like Quinio. I think what he's doing here is trying to pull down any string that he feels like he can possible with Quinio's video so that he can both cover what Quinio said, but also delegitimize Quinio by giving him a death by 1,000 cuts, if that makes sense. So while he's going to watch Quinio's video and then shit on Pirate Software for the video, he's also going to say, here's all the reasons why the uploader sucks as well. Ironic that TechTone is drinking milk. I know. Fuck, it makes me want some of that meal replacement milk that I have. I only drank one and I hated it because meal replacement milk is disgusting. Anyway, let's continue.
Firing a moderator, it's not a big a deal. These aren't employees, right? These are just people who volunteer to help out. It's really...
By the way, again, for those that don't know, Pirate Software did hire these people. He did pay them a salary. I don't know the exact number, but Pirate Software did pay these people for a period of time. All right? Going from paid to not paid is being fired? Yes. Yes. I don't know how he's going to try and twist this, but TechTone, they were fired. Okay? They were literally fired. There is no other way that you can say it other than just, they were fired. Okay?
Not that big of a deal. It makes no difference in their life whether they mod or don't mod. So like saying they
To be fair, TechTone probably has never paid his mods in his entire life. I could be wrong about that. I'm not going to bet charity money or subs on that like TechTone did because it could be very easily disprovable. But like TechTone is speaking as if he is like, dude, you're speaking from the place of you've never paid your mods. Like they weren't laid off. I'm going to assume at least one of them were fired. I'm going to assume. And that being the one that was also Pirate Software's lawyer, quote unquote lawyer, wasn't actually a lawyer.
got fired is like, it's kind of an exaggerated statement.
And it seems that they were having some conversations in regard to their tenure working for Pirate Software, and I would...
What the okay. Does TechTone have autism? Yeah. We're gonna go back. Watch what he does in the lower corner here.
Statement.
And it seems that they were having some conversations in regard to their tenure working for Pirate Software, and I would say the negative...
Dude, he's just like swinging around those glass. Do you know how dangerous that is, man? Are those prescription? TechTone must have autism or ADHD or something. Because, like, that's dangerous. That's very dangerous, probably. I'm going to say autism or ADHD, chat. You can take a guess down in the comments.
And you're for working for Pirate Software. What the fuck is going on, bro? Like, maybe these guys are doing way more than any other mod on Earth, but, like, it sounds like they're talking like a corporate CEO office, like, position.
Yeah, because they were hired, all right? They were paid to actually do work, okay? He fidgets. He's on the spectrum. Exactly, chat. Exactly.
What do you mean tenure of being a mod? Like, is Pirate Software out here paying his mods like 60 grand a year?
Dude, he literally has bragged about it on stream. How does he not know this? Oh, for fuck's sake. See, chat, and this is why, again, going back to it, this is why I dislike TechTone. He only goes with the popular opinion. He only goes with what he thinks people want to hear. TechTone knows that a lot of people don't like Jason Thorhall, Pirate Software right now. I am one among those people. I was very consistent for a decent chunk of time last year, just shitting on Pirate Software. All right. With that in mind, you cannot take away from Pirate Software that he also paid his mods, cause he did. He paid his mods and his mods were very happy. And guess what? More than once when Pirate Software was famous, did he say, I pay my mods? And if Pirate Software was lying during that time, do you know who could very easily come out and say that he was lying about it? His mods. If Pirate Software wasn't paying his mods, which I do believe that he did, then he could have very easily his mods could have very easily come out and said, no, you're not paying us diddly squat. They never did that as far as I can tell. Until they do, I'm going to assume that they actually got paid, because it's a pretty shitty thing to lie to people and say, yeah, I paid my mods when you didn't pay your mods. So TechTone is retarded here because he's like throwing that assertion out when he should know that Pirate Software, like, again, Pirate Software was one of the most famous people in the streaming space for quite a long time. Right? You couldn't go anywhere without seeing his shorts. One of those shorts, he is talking about how he pays his mods. And I'm surprised that TechTone doesn't know that. Or he did know that, and now he's just trying to shit on the man and thinking that he's not going to get proven wrong for it. I think that's even worse than I don't know. I don't know. I just think that it's crazy that TechTone is like doing this right now, man. It's so easy to disprove it.
He was so close. He was so close. If it looks like a duck and sounds like a duck and walks like a duck, it might be a duck. Oh, it's so bizarre. You know, they're talking about this like working for him, 10-year fire rank. It's not like he's paying them, like he's said repeatedly. And here I was worried that I was missing a few bits of information. I'm so grateful that TechTone has shown up to react to my video to set the record straight.
But sometimes he really misses the point, and that's absolutely okay. That's where I come in.
Now, admittedly, I never really watched any of TechTone's stuff. I've made videos about him because I found it pretty funny that he admitted to being a grifter in court. Really, outside of covering...
Yeah, don't forget that, chat. On record, on court record, TechTone has admitted that he is a grifter because, or that he switched over to right-leaning politics because he lost his old audience. Don't forget that. I refuse to let people forget that. I don't understand. Could you bring out MS Paint to show us? I don't have MS Paint. Hold on. I don't have MS Paint. I think I just have Paint. No, I have paint.net. Can I actually do that? I can. I do. I can bring that out. Here. Here, chat. Here. I will try and illustrate for you. All right? Here. Look at this, chat. I have Paint open just for you. All right. So, this is pirate, and I don't spell pirate. All right? And here we're gonna draw a rat with a big ass fat body. All right, and a long curly tail. This is pirate software, and then this is TechTone. All right, we're gonna call him the Eggman. Oh fuck, there we go. I don't write with this hand, so it just doesn't work. All right, Eggman thinks that the pirate isn't paying money to his mods. All right, we're just gonna draw a sword. All right, he has a thing that money is being paid to the mods, but in actuality, the rat for once is correct and TechTone is wrong. You have Paint, it comes free with your fucking PC. Does it really? I thought it came with like 365 shit. I don't use regular Paint then. I've always used paint.net because I refuse to use anything else. Can't believe you would insult rats in this manner. Fair. So in this instance, the Eggman, who just wants number to go up, he's going to lie about the rat because he thinks that nobody's going to care, when in actuality, the milkman, we're going to draw a jug of milk here, is gonna talk about TechTone and how stupid he is because he knows everything that there is to know about the rat. So TechTone was wrong. The rat is actually paying his mods, and the milkman is milking the content. All right, let's continue.
Some general news like the fact that it appears that he is going to get sued by his ex yet again after he lost the first court case. I would go as far to say after watching his reaction to my content that I'm not a fan of the guy. But we do need to take a look at another clip because he was very much in staunch disbelief at the idea that Pirate Software was full-time paying the moderation team as well as getting them benefits. This specific tweet comes from Snaky Leaf, so shout out to them. TechTone is extremely doubtful that Jason Pirate Software is paying his mods a full-time salary and challenges for proof to be shown and puts a bounty of 200 gifted subs if any proof is provided.
Is there any proof?
No, you're using Grok! I can't believe this motherfucker used Grok. No! I can't believe that TechTone is so dumb that he's just going to use Grok for this. Please tell me, what does Grok say? Please tell me what Grok says.
Beyond.
Please tell me that Grok actually schools you.
Pirate Software's word that he's paying his mods full-time salaries.
Thank you for the 6-7 jewels. I appreciate that. I hate that it like has a special thing for 6-7. Thank you, YouTube.
I'm super happy to see that renowned Rumble streamer TechTone reaches out to Grok to get the hard-hitting information that he needs to make the assumptions that he does.
No!
I love Quinio.
There is no no proof beyond their words.
All right, chat. Again, we're going to go back to the thought experiment. We're going to go back to the thought experiment. And I'm actually going to jump into my voice chat here real quickly. So that if my mods want to disprove it, actually, I'm in the wrong server for this. Hold on. If my mods want to disprove, I pay my mods, you know? If any of my mods want to disprove that right now, they can come and say so. But I pay my mods. I know there's probably one or two of them that are listening that could come and prove me right. I pay my mods. See, isn't that great? What's going on? Tape, don't I pay you? TechTone says that there's no definitive way to prove that that Pirate Software doesn't pay his mods. You wanna come prove that I don't? I know I pay temp. I pay temp when he's one of my mods, so technically I pay him. I'm a paid viewer. This is a joke. Oh, goodness. But like in all seriousness, chat, all right? Again. And by the way, no, I don't pay my mods. I would love to one day. If I'm that rich, I would, if I was rich enough to pay my mods, I would do that. But if he really wants to go down that route, the easiest way to disprove it is just to look at the mods and see if they've said anything. Because if Pirate Software is going to say, yeah, I pay my mods, all the mods have to do is come out and say, no, you fucking don't. And I am... Maybe I'm being too nice here, but I am outside, like I'm out of the realm of belief to think that TechTone would not take that into consideration. Like, TechTone, did you not take into consideration that the mods would say if they weren't being paid? Like I know that some of them probably hate him right now, but it would be the easiest dunk in the world. The easiest dunk in the world for the mods to come out and say, yeah, he never paid us. That is a controversy that would follow him. But the fact that they haven't done that should probably tell you that, yes, he did pay them. So... I don't know, TechTone. I think you're kind of fucking dumb in this situation. You should stop doing this. But we're going to continue.
Because it's a fucking lie. It's bullshit. There is no way he is paying 12 employees a full-time salary because I know how much Pirate makes. He doesn't make that much.
I'm sure if he was also streaming on...
You speaking from experience, TechTone? I don't like number shaming people. But are you speaking from experience, TechTone? Kind of sounds like that's what you're doing.
Rumble, he'd be making way more money.
And I will give him 100.
Just to be clear, by the way, you probably can make decent money on Rumble, probably. I am not a main streamer on Rumble. I know that Jeremy Hambley makes a lot of money on Rumble, so maybe maybe there's a untapped marketplace there. Anyway, Colossal Regard TechTone, yes.
Subs if I'm wrong. He may have done this at a point.
Hold on.
Making way more money.
And I will gift him 100 subs if I'm wrong. He may have done this at a point. He no longer does this. And if I'm wrong, I will gift him. No, not.
Because they're fired, you fucking retard. Yeah, he no longer does this because they're not modding. Oh, for fuck's sake. Sorry, I'm just like, yeah, no shit, he doesn't pay them anymore. Because they're not modding for him now. Is he really crashing out? Yes, he's crashing out, and I'm crashing out because his crash out is retarded. It's like, yeah, no shit that they don't get paid anymore. Imply that he actually pay out those subs? Spoiler alert, chat. I don't think he's ever going to, even though he was easily proven wrong.
100. I'll gift him 200 subs. 200 subs.
Why would you do this to yourself? You look like such a scumbag now.
Subs or $5,000 to a charity of his choice. Show me that you're paying 12 moderators $60,000 a year with benefits over, you know what? I'll be gracious, over the last 6 months. You show me that 10.
See, chat, this is why, as a Mormon, they teach me not to gamble. All right, when I was very young, that my mom taught me no gambling, not even a scratch off, you know, no gambling. None whatsoever. Okay? This is why you don't gamble. Heavens above, this is the dumbest.
$1,000 to a charity of your choice.
So there it is, the challenge. He did some apt research with Grok, and he has come to the conclusion that it is impossible that Pirate Software was paying this full moderation team like he's claimed multiple times over the last few years. Now, the reason that I showed you that Twitter post in specific is that post doesn't actually include his, I'm gonna, donate to charity, 200 subs or the donation to charity. That was in his actual video. That's where that clip came from. But the reason I included that is because Pirate Software responded to that clip. So we've got this response. He shows redacted.
And see, chat. See, chat, this is why there's another, like, brick to the pile of me not liking TechTone. Look up the tax forms Pirate Software has to file. Oh, I bet you probably could. See, TechTone did a cardinal sin, right? He made Jason Thor Hall look good, all right? He made Pirate Software look good. And I can't forgive that. Obviously, I'm playing this up right now, but it's like, I can't forgive that. Because Jason Thorhall, Pirate Software, is a bitch. And he's retarded. And he likes to run away from video games. And yet TechTone made him look better. Because he wanted to make a bet. And it was a really stupid bet. Because he thought that he could just figure it out using Grok. Thank you, Sly, for the 2 gold met. Thank you. I appreciate that. We'll set a new one when it's game time and the shot caller goes on. But Pirate Software made him look good. This is diabolical. This is on diabolical levels that I have to ask, and I don't believe in the guilt by association, not in the least bit, but I have to ask at what point do the content creators that associate with TechTone realize that he is an active detriment to them? At what point do you look at someone like Pirate Software and say, yeah, this man is dragging me down? Because now he has thrown the idea of, he has thrown this idea of donating money to charity. And now, spoiler alert, he's not going to pay it. I highly doubt he is going to pay it. So, but let's continue.
Information showcasing that he, was sending payments in the W-2s of those payments as well. Shows that they were wire transfers originally, and they switched over to different payroll systems afterwards. But we actually have Pirate talking about it on stream as well, which I figured would be, better for you guys to see. So I'll just play that clip now. Shout out to Leia Sapiente. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that, but they actually have this clip that we're going over here.
I put this up and I said the moment my content blew up, I started paying my moderators and other staff. The blow up happened in December 2023. Payment started in May 2024. We used wire transfers originally because I didn't know how to set anything up. I even gave them bonuses on Christmas. And all of that is actually detailed in here. I've redacted all of the payments and their names for obvious reasons. You don't make that shit public. That's their private information. Yeah, no. But all the dates are on here, and then it shows even the off-cycle payments that we did for bonuses for the employees as well.
See, he didn't have to show this, but the fact that he showed this is just like, there, you cannot question now. He paid his mods. Oh, sorry, I'm covering Pirate Software here, chat. There you go. There you go, there you go.
Which is important to understand. But yeah, everything is there and accounted for on a monthly basis going all the way back to May 2024. And that was the thing, is like, if he makes that kind of a claim, and he claims that I wasn't doing that, this is the receipts. So don't make bullshit claims on the internet, bud. And if he's going to pay $10,000 to charity, I want it going to my Ahiga and Alveus Sanctuary, 100%.
So that's the dunk. And I already see people, being upset that he has blacked this stuff out. But yeah, it is a no.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't care. That is proof enough to me that he pays his mods. Like, excuse me. Again, like, maybe he's waiting for Grok to confirm. Maybe. But it's just like, again, if his mods, if he's lying about paying his mods could do the funniest thing. And they're not, because it looks like he paid them. He paid them. So I think that, Pirate Software has, or not Pirate Software, TechTone has a choice. He can be an idiot and choose to recant this, which I think he has done. Or, he can continue and he can do the right thing, $10,000 to Pirate Software's charity. I would say that if he is a good man, which, I mean, he acknowledges he's not, he would do that, but I don't think he's ever going to. I think he's just going to hope that goes away one day.
Brainer. I don't disagree with Pirate there. The thing that I find funnier is that TechTone genuinely believe this, because it shows that he probably didn't know that this has been something that has been claimed since 2023. And I don't think it takes a genius to just kind of think about this for a sec. If your boss was not paying you very well, and they went around talking publicly, people that you yourself interact with as part of your job, and was saying things like, yeah, I pay them full time, they have full access to benefits, all this good stuff, why wouldn't you say something and completely expose them and also just like not work there? You don't really even have to think through this point very hard. This is a pretty shallow,
TechTone gave me the 10 grand. Oh, you should share with me.
dig into this. If the mods weren't being paid like Pirate said they were, why would they be working there? Why would they be doing the job? Why wouldn't they have mentioned something earlier? Yes, they were under NDA, but if you've got your boss just straight up lying about all this shit, that would incentivize you to leave, and neither of those things happened. I think I also would have just expected it to come out in the leaks that are in Kronos' public Discord, but no one was complaining about how they were being compensated. I am very curious to hear what you guys think. This just really felt like TechTone had no idea what he was talking about.
Definitely had no idea.
It would be cool to see him donate that $10,000, which he challenged Pirate on. But realistically, I think he's just going to bitch and moan about, you know, private information being blacked out. And that's all we're going to see from that. But that's not where the story ends, because in that clip that
That's not where it ends? Oh, okay. I'm interested.
was just showing you earlier, Pirate also takes accountability and apologizes, in essence, which I found pretty interesting.
So I know mods, we didn't make enough money. That's really what it came down to. I made an announcement up on Discord about it. That's entirely my fault that happened. I even put out this whole announcement if you want to read.
Is Jason learning? Is Pyrus Software... Is Pyrus Software learning? He's apologizing for not being able to pay his mods because he didn't make enough money, and he said that's his fault. Well, yeah, that is definitely his fault. I'm kind of surprised. I never expected him to apologize for something like that. Okay. I didn't want to watch the whole thing here, but I'm curious now.
Go grab it here. So wanted to let you all know that we've been changing around the moderation team. Not as large of a creator as I was last year, and I had to let people go due to it. This isn't what I wanted to happen, but it's important to get things stabilized and move forward. The primary cause of all this is me more than anyone else. I took a stance on things that I believe in, and as a result, the studio makes less income, and I had to cut staff to keep things afloat. After that cut...
Wow. Wow. Chat, maybe he is capable of growing. Sky is falling. Oh, shit. Wow. If... No, I am legitimately... I'm legitimately shocked right now. I am legitimately shocked right now. That is... I never expected to hear that out of his mouth. He acknowledges, I took a stand for something that I thought was right. As a result, I have less people working for me now. That is insane. You know what? Mizu's got to see this. I got to send this to Mizu. He has to see this. Wow. Listen, I'm all for the redemption. All right? You know, you guys know me. I love to shit on people. I love to do drama. I like to talk on it. But if people genuinely improve, I will literally be cautiously optimistic. You know, I believe that if people can grow, I have to see it, you know. Saying it's because of a stance is kind of dumb. He was also a faker. No, I agree. But, like, this is a good start. But, like, legitimately, if he grows and changes, I'm all for that. You know, I still think that he's annoying. I still don't like him, and I still would probably never watch any of his content again. But if he changes for the better, I'm all for that. I am a self-improvement minded person, and if people do that, I am happy. So good on you, Jason Thorhall, for apologizing, at least in the way you are.
2 more moderators resigned, which I don't blame them for at all. Please respect their privacy and let them handle this in the way they need to. I hold no ill will towards any of them, and their HR channels are still open should they need anything. It's like that for all of them. To the community, I'm sorry that I didn't say anything about this sooner. We're trying to keep things running for as long as possible without this being the outcome. I didn't want to fire people. That sucks, you know. It was not meant to be as a deception or anything like that towards you guys. I just wanted to keep everyone happy and keep these plates spinning, you know, until it proved to be impossible to manage. And that's kind of what happens there, right? You know, like you just, at a certain point, you go, well, we're out of options. This is it, you know.
Before we dive into some of the details of that post that he's reading off, like I'm never going to condemn Pirate for saying, you know, my bad or taking accountability in any way, shape, or form. Now, yes, he says the primary cause of all this is me more than anyone else. I took a stance on things I believe in, and as a result, the studio makes less income, and I have to cut staff, etc. He kind of makes it sound like he was a martyr, which I would say is probably minimizing a bit as to what all.
It definitely is minimizing the greater. Here, I think this is probably where we'll end it, because if that all that's left is the statement, I think you guys can watch Quinio's comments on that on your own time. But that's insane. I can't believe he just apologized like that. It's good to see someone improve. Still don't like the see you next Tuesday. No, I agree. I do agree that it's just like kind of half-baked, but you know what? People got to start somewhere. And if Jason improves and he gets better, then that's all I care about, you know? That is pretty crazy. Crossing my fingers. Crossing my fingers that he improves and gets better. But chat, do you know who hasn't? Do you know who hasn't improved and gotten better? That's right. TechTone hasn't. All right. TechTone doubled, tripled, quadrupled down on his stance. We're not going to go through this. Oh, no. Here, we're going to read this. We'll read this. Okay? But yeah, so TechTone, it sounds like, is not going to relent to that. And I'm going to be honest with you. I am not so surprised. Okay? So TechTone says, would be very happy to donate $10,000 to Avaris, which is, again, Pirate Software's thing. If I'm wrong here, but the phrases you're using, staff at my studio, is very confusing to me, and I believe it to be deceptive language. You would know all about deceptive language, sir. I'm asking specifically, like you claimed previously, that you were paying your moderators to strictly and only moderate your Twitch chat. See, now he's moving the goalpost. Now he's moving the goalpost. Oh, my fucking... That's not what you said in stream, man. For the grand total of $60,000, I've said multiple times, and I haven't seen you say it flat out a single time since, that this payment is for moderating your Twitch chat only. Oh... If you can say that you, Pirate Software, are paying 12 people 60 grand a year to moderate your chat, and that is their sole responsibility, because that's where I found it to be preposterous, then we can full stop this back and forth right now. Please just say that flat out, because to lie about that would be ridiculous. I would love to be a man of my word and donate if I'm wrong here. But I just don't believe that there's a world where you're actually paying that amount to your Twitch mods, not staff, not developers. Twitch mods and Twitch mods only, like I've said multiple times, let me know. So now he's moving the goalpost. I don't like that. Just take the fucking L. You lost. You said he doesn't pay his mods. Pirate Software says, I do. Here's a receipt for it. And now he's running away. Oh, for fuck's sake. But not to be outdone. He continues. He continues. And the TLDR I'm going to read here is TechTone will not donate $10,000 or give 200 subs because Pirate Software's proof isn't sufficient enough for him to donate. All right.
Did Grok not say that last time? I swear to God.
Just a note, chat. Grok is not a reliable source of information, and you should not treat it as your sole and only time that you look for information. You should be researching multiple things. All right? You should not just be going to one place and asking a question. All right?
I swear to God I saw it. In short, he does pay his mods proper salaries, benefits, uncommon for Twitch, which he frames as a point of pride, but the specific $60,000 every year isn't directly verified from him. It's more of a skeptical benchmark used in community debates. Sustainability was always questioned given stream revenue. That's what I also said. TechTone with the misinformation. Actually, it was not me with the misinformation. It was
Bro! Who was it?
It was actually Sarah. It was actually Sarah of the Lake who came in here and said that Pirate Software pays his mods $60,000. I remember that specifically because I saw Sarah, who used to be one of my mods, come in here and say that Pirate Software pays their mods $60,000 each. And so then I said, really? And then I grokked it. And then Grok confirmed it.
So now you're blaming somebody else for your shitty, Okay. All right.
Let me look this up. Check in this video. Okay. Okay, is there any grokking in here? Because this was the video that made me look it up.
take the L and move on. Chat, this man is incapable of taking an L. He will never take an L, even if this man goes to prison for a crime. He will never take the L. You literally have to, like there is just no way for him to take an L. The AI told me. Exactly. I'm just, like, bro, it's so easy. You know, this is why, by the way, full-time streamers struggle, okay? This happens a lot, where a full-time streamer lives their entire life on the internet. This is why I can't do it, chat, all right? The full-time streamer lives on the internet. All their research happens live. All their thoughts happen live. It allows for them to be very fallible. And it shows a side of humans that normally you don't see because it happens in their head, all right? You know how often I know I am wrong? How often my research is wrong? You never really see that because I don't do that online. It's not for you guys. This is why I only stream a couple hours a few times a week. But TechTone, because he streams every single day for multiple hours a day, you're exposed to all of his thoughts, all his feelings, everything that has to do with him. And so this is why I think that some streamers just need to stop streaming all the time. Because he's gotten to the place where he can't do some deep introspection. He can't spend time to research. He's just going to do a 5-second search on fucking Grok. Grok! And while we like Elon Musk, it's just like, this is the most retarded thing I've ever seen. Excuse me, not the most. I'll be talking about one of the most retarded things I've ever seen here a little bit after this, but I can't believe that like, and now he's shifting the goalpost too. And I hate that so much. Love that sniff, man. Please do it again.
He incorporated his business specifically to employ his moderators. No, Pirate Server does not pay his moderators a $6,000 a year. He does pay them with full-time salary with benefits. Where the fuck did this... Where did Sarah get this $60,000 number from?
What the why?
TechTone is old enough to remember that our teachers told us not to rely on Wikipedia. Then why the hell would he rely on AI?
Why is he blaming this other person? You're the streamer, not the Sarah person. Thank you for the 5, by the way. And you are correct. This is a good song, by the way. It's one of my favorites from Carl Casey. I love to use it whenever I have the opportunity. Oh, that's the wrong photo. Here, chat. Chat. I think we know who's winning the #1 dumb award. All right? Replace the Magikarp with TechTone's face. TechTone wins. #1 dumb. He's the first dumb. TechTone wins this award. Everybody else gets #2. Why are you so quiet? This is another reason why I don't like streamers that stream all day, because like the time that they would have spent in silence researching is just them being quiet. I just
That is what it said. Because right there, I check where I grokked it and it's changed. Sarah, where did you get this $60,000 number from? Because, like, obviously when, like, you know, I mean, Sarah, you were, like, one of my most trusted mods back in the day. It's like when you come in here saying that, like, you know, other mods are getting paid $60,000, like, where did you even get that from? Google AI, but it's changed now? Are you sure?
Why are you all getting your shit from AI? What the fuck? We are so cooked. Oh, chat. This man is a streamer. Thank God less and less people are paying attention to this retard. Thank God, all right? But, like, these are humans. Humans with the right to vote. Humans with the ability to shape the world. And they're using AI to answer all their questions. I genuinely, like, I hate boomers just as much as the next righty or lefty. But I'm really terrified of the generations that'll be left after them. Because the generations after the boomers, some of them are real fucking dumb. Not us. Not us. We're all smart people here. But this is real fucking dumb right now. Oh, I'm terrified.
Because, like, I just checked the video where I look it up as well, and it's not saying anything like that. I mean, there is definitely a very high chance I got baited by one of my mods or previous mods.
It's still your fault. It's your fault, you fucker, because you put it out there. Oh, I'm so mad. Cocoa Melon Party when? Fuck no. I should ban... Don't ban you. Don't ban him, chat, but I should ban you just for saying that. Is he that stupid you can't use AI to get answers because AI sometimes it will get the answer wrong? Not even just that. Sometimes AI will literally make up the answer. Literally, AI will make up the answer. There have been times when lawyers have used AI in court cases and they found out that the AI made up court cases that don't exist. So, using AI for information is very, very dangerous. All right? Legitimately, horrendously dangerous. And the fact that he is going that hard into it. Oh, I just got it from a friend. It's just like, motherfucker, why aren't you verifying it? Why aren't you verifying it, you retard?
And so, like, I mean, I'm not going to lie. If that is the case, I'm just going to put out an apology. Was it from the Milkman guy? No, I mean, the Milkman guy said that Pirates
Apologize and donate the $10,000.
were paid his mods. And then Sarah came in here and said that Pirate Software pays his mods $60,000 a year. Look, I even see the message right here. I literally have the message. Look, Pirate Software, Thor, pays his moderators full-time salaries, often exceeding $60,000 annually. And that's me looking at the chat.
And you're just gonna believe that? You're just gonna believe that? You're gonna take that on. Listen, I know sometimes I just listen to my chat, and some people have complained. They are well within their rights to complain. I agree with them. Some people have been like, why are you just listening to your chat? Your chat is wrong. Your chat is retarded. And I'm like, I get it. I love my chat. We're all special together. But it's just like, you're just going to believe your chat without looking into it? All right, you're just going to do that? Why? Why? I also like, by the way, that he's got he's looking at his own video. Wait, no, that might be Quinio that's viewing this. Never mind.
Chat message. Because when I look up there, that's me looking at my chat.
I also like how a lot of his chat from this stream is pointing out that, yes, they were paid. And yet he still, like, I love that. He's like, can't you read your chat when it's not convenient and say, oh, my chat's saying that they made money? Why are you only reading this one person? It might just be because they were a mod, but like, bro, at least you're smarter. I really try. I really try, chat. All right, I try really hard to be smarter than this motherfucker. Chat never lies. I don't know. I feel like that's a lie. I don't know.
You see what I'm saying? That was copied from Google. Do you have any proof of that whatsoever?
I swear, if somebody says that proof for something is just what they found on Google, AI Google, I'm going to assume that they, you know what, I'm not going to continue speaking.
Does
Also, I'm looking at the time. We are probably not going to get to everything I want to talk to tonight, which means there's going to be some of it's going to be pushed to Friday, which is fine with me.
Pirate Software pay his moderators $60,000 annually?
And now he's just using Google to look it up. I love this one. Trusting Google AI as a fact is definitely a choice of all time. I love that. I fucking love that.
I mean, I'm saying this right here, that it does not do that.
That looks pretty similar to what Grok said. You can trust me, I'm trustworthy. All right, sounds good.
Ask in the past, were there ever any claims that Pirate Software paid his mods $60,000 annually?
Thank you, user, for the follow.
I see full-time salary. The $60,000 does not appear in any of the documents. Yeah, so
thank you
like,
for the follow.
I don't know. Like, I'll even screenshot that because I'm probably gonna need that for later. Hold up. But man, a moderator coming in here and spreading like active misinformation, like.
You still put out the video, bitch.
Like that is it's pretty bad. Based on something from Thor, he indicated that he pays his moderator full-time salary benefits rather than treating moderators as full-time. While he did not publicly confirm a 60,000 figure salary for individual, he said that everyone was paid equally
I can't understand a damn thing he's saying.
within their role, regardless of occasion, and the pay is intended to be the equivalent of a full-time U.S. salary. I have no reason to doubt that Google AI did in fact say that in the past. Sarah want to make that up for fun. Well, I'm just seeing here that it says it's never said that. But we'll loop back to that later. Cool. Yeah. All right. We'll look into that in a little bit, and then we're gonna have to respond, right? We're gonna have to respond. I mean, I'm hoping this doesn't cost me thousands of dollars, but if it does, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, fucking minus thousands of dollars. Pog.
Maybe don't make a bet that you can't pay on.
All right, cool. Bold-faced lie. Bold-faced.
Okay. Oh, fuck. This is a 7-minute clip. Yeah, we're definitely not getting to everything I wanted to tonight. All right.
Bold-faced lie, like, oh, I'm going to pay, I pay all my employees a salary with benefits from Seattle, which is like where he is, right? I believe there's some deceptive language at like, you know, best case scenario, deceptive language, worst case scenario, flat out fucking lying, because Pirate Software, and he made these claims back in 2022, and he stays true to them until today, which is 4 years. There's no way that he's paying his employees $720,000 in total every year for 4 years. There's just no way that happens, right?
With how much money he was making based off of how much work Pirate Software was doing, I can believe that. I can definitely believe that. He streamed he streamed 6 days a week. So I can believe that.
Because the claim that I say is exactly this. Bullshit. There is no way he does that. 200 subs or $5,000 to a charity of his choice if he disproves the fact that he is. Show me that you're paying 12 moderators $60,000 a year with benefits over, you know what? I'll be gracious, over the last 6 months. You show me that, $10,000 to a charity of your choice. Ooh. $10,000 is it's kind of a lot. That is
yeah, he's never gonna pay it. He's like, oh fuck, I shouldn't have said that.
that was kind of a lot. 200 subs. Let's leave it at 5,000. Let's leave it at 5,000. But yeah, so I do say this. I absolutely do say this. And you know, I believe it should be over 4 years, but based on what I said, I will actually do that. If Pirate Software shows me that he's been paying his employees an annual rate of $60,000 over at least the past 6 months, right?
And now he's upping it again. Again, he's just like, oh, now it has to be 60 grand total. So if it's less than 60 grand, even if Pirate Software has been paying full time with benefits, unless it's 60,000, that's like, I almost don't want to finish this because of how bad it is. Can this man be any more of a snake? This court case has to be draining his bank account. Papa probably is. Remember, he's getting married soon too. We'll listen for another minute, see if there's more interesting to go through. But there's one more clip I wanted to show you before we moved on, but we'll continue listening for another minute.
So that means there should be at least $30,000 going to each moderator, 12 of them, over the past, 6 months. So in total, what is that, $360,000? I would love to give Thor 200 subs. I would love to give a charity $10,000. His choice, by the way. His choice. I would absolutely love to do that because I feel like it's such an outrageous thing to even be put out there in the air that obviously it should be a quick debunk and move on. Right? Let's keep going on.
He did!
Here. More info that we have put up here. Based on information as of late 2024 and developments up to April 2026, here's the breakdown regarding Pirate Software Thor and their moderation team's compensation.
He's still using AI. He's still using AI. I can't with this man. This man would not work himself out of a paper bag.
Initial salary promise 2024. In April 2024, Pirate Software announced they were hiring their moderation teams and editors full-time with benefits, specifically mentioning in some reports they were working towards high equitable pay, sometimes discussed in context with figures like 60,000, right? So in context, if Pirate Software saying he's paying them
what are the sources for this, you fucking retard? Asmongold, tell him to pay. Dude, Asmongold is not this man's friend anymore. Asmongold is not his friend anymore. Listen, I mean, he probably is, but I fully believe that when Asmongold said that he was gonna stop collaborating with people, or he was gonna move it back, I definitely think that TechTone was one of them because he realized he got fucking burned and lied to by TechTone, and he doesn't want anything to do with them. So I believe that he doesn't want anything to do with TechTone. I could be wrong, and I'm fine being wrong. But, like, I do think that TechTone is one of those cases that he just doesn't want anything to do with them. I'm mad at my 3D printer, by the way, right now, chat. That's not part of my anger in this, but I'm mad at it.
Salary, it doesn't matter where they're from, it just matters their role. He's in Seattle. That means a role like that should be expecting somewhere of $61,000. Payment structures by September 2024. The team consisted of 12 moderators, 2 editors, and 2 ferret rescue caretakers, all on full-time pay with benefits or contract equivalent pay, international pay equality. Pirate Software said that they did not decrease pay for international staff, aiming to pay the same rate within a role regardless of location. 2026 developments as of April 2026 reports indicate significant conflict with the claims of the moderation team.
Are you gonna please tell me you look at the sources? I know you won't, but please tell me you do.
Quit or was removed following disputes, including accusations of harsh treatment and unpaid work.
You're not gonna click on any of the blue stuff. You're not gonna bet on it. I don't bet. All right, I'm Mormon. I don't bet. All right, it's really stupid.
According to the lounge and other sources, the situation regarding the company structure changed dramatically in April 2026. Right, so those are all of as much factual information that I can possibly put out. Right, so there's a clip.
How do you know it's factual if you're not even gonna look at the fucking thing?
That is severely out of context. The full context is in the video. And Pirate Software, a man who has been frequently taken out of context, which I have defended in the past, by the way, multiple times, you would think that he would go and watch the full video because it's out there. I don't know why he wouldn't. It's very easy to find. You just go onto YouTube and type in TechTone Pirate Software. I don't want to blame Pirate Software too much. I understand he's a busy guy, but if he's going to do a public call out, the least he can do is watch a video, which is, you know, Pirate Software leaked DMs. It's bad. It's legitimately right there. That is a complete lie. It's very easy to pull up. It's very easy to pull up. So Pirate Software responded, I have not read this yet, but let's see what's going on here. All right. The moment my content blew up, I started paying my moderators and my other staff. The blow up started. By the way, one thing's very clear. I don't want to not like Pirate Software. I don't. Like, I have no.
Dude, that is a fucking lie. You don't like him because everybody doesn't like him. And it's easy to say that nobody likes him. I can you just, like, be truthful? I was making a joke. No, I figured you probably were.
No interest in hating this guy. I really don't care, right? When the whole OnlyFans drama came out, and tell me that I'm lying, I was his biggest defender, writing every single wrong that people were saying.
Yeah, because it was kosher to defend him. Now it's kosher not to defend him. So you're saying that like it's a big deal. I don't believe you. You never have ever. This man has never defended anybody on a back foot, ever. He has never defended somebody on a back foot. I guess I could be wrong about that, but I have never seen him defend people. Like, literally. Good recent example, Chibi's in... I'm not going to go into specifics with Chibi right now, all right? But Chibi is supposedly this guy's friend. I have not seen him defend Chibi. In fact, I have seen him put more against Chibi recently. Even though Chibi is supposedly his friend, I saw a clip of him saying that he just does not agree with Chibi. So I do not believe that he is willing to defend the hard to defend. I don't believe it. Okay? So I do not believe that he actually wants Pirate Software to succeed. I think he wants whatever the popular opinion is.
About him. I held him accountable, and then he ceased communication. It was a little weird. I'm not going to fucking lie, right? The blow-up started in December 2023, and payments started in May 2024. We used wire transfers originally, and then ADP, and now Gusto for U.S. payroll. Wire transfers were still used for EU contractors throughout. All USA mods were on payroll, and all EU mods on contract. I even gave them bonuses on Christmas. Where's my 200 subs and retraction of your false claim? Okay, now let's see. I haven't seen these yet. So let's see how much he's paying him. What? Bro, these are more redacted than the fucking Epstein files.
I'm done. I'm done. No, we're just going to end off the TechTone segment with like a minute or two of this right here. So, chat. This is a recent clip of TechTone with his fiance.
Open and then record the guy without his consent where he was naked. Holy fuck, motherfucker. Why are you slamming the door like that? You scared the fuck out of me. Oh, hold up. I thought I was under attack. I was about to bring out my crossbow. Hold up. Giving me a fucking stroke. Sorry. Sorry for calling you that, by the way. What? I called you a motherfucker. You're not a motherfucker. I apologize. Oh. That was a reactionary from
his girlfriend, which allegedly does not want to be on camera with him. Sounds way too soft for him. I'm gonna be real. This could be a nothing burger, but like he snapped so hard at her, it's insane. Now, granted, I know there are some people, probably people with PTSD, or probably people with traumatic experiences that do snap. But holy shit. You can only have a crossbow? I don't know. Do crossbows count as guns? Let's see here. AI says no. Okay. We're going to go beyond the AI. Law on crossbows. Looking on Wikipedia, the crossbow has a complicated legal status due to its potential for lethal purposes. Okay. In Australia, okay, well, that's a pistol crossbow. Crossbows can be bought and owned by adults over the age of 18. Okay. What about the United States? Show me United States. There are no federal regulations prohibiting the ownership or sale of crossbows. However, several states have implemented restrictions on criteria such as age or criminal status. Okay. So, no, owning a crossbow does not count as owning a firearm, it sounds like. Excuse me. If you get a TNT arrow, okay. No, he can own a crossbow. That doesn't count as a firearm. It sounds like in the United States. I'm sure I could look into it a little bit more, but based off of my brief search on Google AI and then looking through Wikipedia, it sounds like that in some places it is, but in America it sounds like it might not be considered one. Yeah. I don't know why TechTone isn't considered a primo locale. He is. I don't know what you mean. He is a primo locale. Anyway, let's continue watching for another minute, see how he treats his woman.
My adrenaline fucking exploding through my body. Holy crap, that was so loud.
He has to apologize really quickly, by the way, because he knows how he's looked on with his previous 2 relationships. So if he doesn't quickly apologize to her, he knows how he's going to be seen by the internet.
That literally sounded like a fucking gunshot.
Yeah, because I have to use my whole
No. I'm not blaming you. I'm saying, okay?
Dude, don't elaborate. Because the more that you elaborate, the more confused she's going to be. Just say, you caught me off guard for a moment, and then you're done with it. That's all you have to do. His over-elaborating is making it look way worse than it needs to be. Don't do that.
Sounded like a fucking gun.
As the guy who likes to over-elaborate because he's autistic, I'm going to tell you, don't do that.
Gunshot.
Oh, let me get that door fixed.
You know what's crazy? You're also an adult.
Oh.
What the
You
fuck?
could also go get that door fixed.
No, go ahead.
What the hell, man? You're the man of the fucking house. What are you doing? Oh my gosh. Why don't you get a door fixed? You're an adult. Bro, you're saying that to your woman. All right? I thought you believed in the tradcath conservative life. You are the man who repairs the door. You are the one that does the work around the house. Your woman makes you food. Your woman is your woman. You do not tell her to do that. That is insane. His fiance has been on camera multiple times. I've heard that she doesn't want to be on camera. Shouldn't be hard to fix a door. No, you're right. But again, if you're going to emulate the tradcath lifestyle, where you want to be the man, where you go out, you work your job, you bring home the bag, that also means you repair things. The door is the man's job. The woman, she cooks, she cleans, she moderates. And regardless of that, the way that he just said that, she's like, oh, we need to get it fixed. And he's like, you're also an adult. Do you know there's only one kind of person that I feel like would be semi-acceptable to do that to? An actual adult, a parent, talking to a child. Okay? The way that he talked to her is so infuriating. Holy shit. I'm sorry. And you know, maybe she's okay with it. If she's okay with it, all right, she put herself in that position. Oh, man.
You could also just make the call while you're sitting. Look at you. You're not even wearing. You're not
I didn't think it would get worse.
even wearing pants. You're in your slippers. You're wearing my shirt.
This is my shirt.
Oh, I'm just so busy. I can't make the call.
This is my shirt.
That is your shirt. That's a big ass shirt, though. To be fair, you can make the call. You get it. Why?
I'm done. We're done. We're done. Nope. Chat, I've yelled enough at this man. I've yelled enough at him. Where's Amal or Kirsch to look at him in disgust? I'm not going to comment on that. Not going to comment on that. We're going to move on. We're going to move on. That's a very mean thing for you to say to Skull Monkey. Let's cover some VTuber miscellaneous, and then I'm going to cover my last big thing for the evening. And the only reason why I have a hard stance on getting this done this evening is because I said I would. Oh, excuse me. But let's cover some miscellaneous VTuber news. First one, chat. Silvervale is now a part owner of GamerSupps. Uh-oh. Shy Lily, you might want to look out, because Silvervale's coming for your shares now. Silvervale's coming for you, Shy Lily. She's taking your shares. I say this as a joke, but like the fact that Cinder used to own some shares, sold them back, and now Silvervale is a part owner. Now, I think it's kind of funny. It kind of tells me that, they probably wanted to sell those shares back out, but it is kind of funny. Just kind of funny. And I gotta wonder. I gotta wonder. Is it gonna be trouble in Terrorist Town now that somebody else owns shares in GamerSupps? Is Shy Lily gonna get all mean about it? I'll be honest, I really don't care either way. Don't really care either way. I find it kind of funny, a little hilarious, in my personal opinion, that that she is a part owner now, But it is kind of funny, just a little bit. We'll see if that relationship maintains itself, long term. Oh, excuse me. I bought Dr. Pepper. Love me some good some caffeine, Not fake caffeine like coffee brand coffee, but real caffeine from the good old doctor. Okay. We're not going to talk about the faithful sheriff tonight. I'm going to save this for Friday. But to give you guys a very brief understanding. We talked about the faithful sheriff once or twice before. This guy is really weird because he's really into farting. I don't know why. People like weird things. I'm sure what I like is weird to people too. And he's also a Christian. And as of recently, he used to not be a peanut. He didn't used to be a peanut tuber, but now he is. Oh, excuse me. He also used to have a more 3D model, but it looks like he got a 2D live model. Now, this man, in my personal opinion, has only grown through controversy. All right? This man has only ever grown through controversy or by ripping people off. He ripped off Dr. Disrespect and then defended him when the allegations were more front and public. And then when the burnt peanut came out, he decided to copy the burnt peanut. In fact, he tried to make a whole thing of it. And now he's just a burnt peanut clone. Now, he'll say all he wants that he's not a burnt peanut clone, but I'm going to be completely honest with you, chat. He did it right after the burnt peanut did, and he's basically... The only difference between him and the burnt peanut is the fact that he calls himself the faithful sheriff, and he tries to continue his Christian grift, which I do think it is a bit of a grift. Now, again, like I said, we're going to cover this on Friday, but as I'm saying, this man gains his relevance through only controversies, and his most recent controversy is calling out the burnt peanut for the crime of banning him from his Twitch chat. That's the crime that's what warrants a video talking about this. And there's a lot to go through. I'm not even going to bring up that there might be another PTuber. There's another peanut VTuber. And I'm going to be honest with you. I find this funny. I find this funny. Because this peanut VTuber is doing exactly what he's doing. Although I think they're doing it to poke at him. I think. Look. Hoping my hero will unblock me. Oh, that's Emmy. Oh, that's even better. That's Emmy okay. Chat, that's Emmy okay. She's a Twitch thought. This is I gotta be careful. I swear one of these pictures on here are unsavory. Never mind, that's not unsavory. Listen, chat, I think this is funny. This is really funny. All right, so Emmy OK, who is a Twitch thought, decided she was going to copy the faithful sheriff, who's copying the burnt peanut, who is a bastardization of VTubing. All right? We're on levels of separation that I didn't think was possible. And like I said, we're not going to cover this today. But this is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. And I think that it's funny because, again, Faithful Sheriff is a copycat. And he's getting mad that he's being copied himself. He got so mad that he wrote a whole thing about it. But we're going to wait. We're going to wait for now. We're going to wait for now. All right? We're going to move on. We're going to move on. All right? All right? All right. Now, before I get into my last topic for the evening. Before I get into my last topic of the evening, chat, I must impress upon you all again. Go vote in my Discord channel. All right? I'm asking for this. I even threw my own vote in there, even though maybe I shouldn't have. But go vote on which set of Pokemon I'll be opening tonight, whether you want Surging Sparks or Journey Together. Since it is so close, I do kind of want to open Journey Together, but I will open Surging Sparks if I have to. And I'm only saying that because I've never opened Journey Together. I have opened Surging Sparks. If I have to open Surging Sparks, that's fine. But I kind of want to open Journey Together. So go vote. And whatever wins, whatever we have in the next hour is what we'll do. Okay? So go vote and tell me what I have to go. What I have to open. Okay? Okay. It's a copy of the annoying orange that's a character of VTubing. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. So yeah, go vote for that. Okay. Quartering is debating Yellow Flash on stream tonight? Really? Really? Hold on. I'm trying to rig the vote. Wow. Wow. Okay, this is semi-breaking news. Yellow Flash used respect for accepting a 1v1 debate tonight. Coward from Side Scrollers ran, but at least this Giga Chat is going to stand by dozens of videos he made spreading totally true facts about me. Huge ups to Yellow Flash. See you in an hour. So this was at 7:05 p.m. Is he live? Is he live right now? No. Yellow Flash? Yellow Flash? Let's see. Now the quartering is sprung up waiting on. Would rather have you come on Saturday night stream. I need to get all the tweets you deleted so you can't stay fit. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Listen, it's not going to happen. I would like it to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. It's not going to happen. Yep, it ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I'm sad to say it's not going to happen. I would like it to happen. It's not going to happen. Oh, well. Oh, well. Oh, well. It's okay. Jeremy is going to do what Jeremy does. Sadly. Quartering strikes me as someone who can't stand up to live scrutiny. Well, what Jeremy wants is something impromptu, because if it's impromptu, he can control it more. You actually need people to bring stuff up in order for that to be a thing that works. Okay, so just telling you, that's how it's going to work. So, thank you for the whoa buddy over on Kick. He's not going to read that. Will I donate to charity if it does happen? I don't donate. Listen, I donate to charity through my church, and that's it, because I know where the money in my church goes. Because I specifically say where I want it to go, and then it goes there. I don't really trust a lot of charities outside of that. I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah, not to really like get religious or anything, but I don't donate to charities actively because I know a lot of them are retarded and gay. I know it's a joke though. Anyway, the last thing we're going to talk about tonight is maybe a little bit personal. Maybe just a little bit personal. And I want to make sure that everybody knows that. I never specified where you had to donate in my joke. Fair. Oh, excuse me. Chat, I should tell you that one of the biggest things that really irks me about streamers is how people choose to act when it comes to money and asking people for money. As you know, I try really hard to avoid saying, you know, oh, you should give me money, you should super chat, you know, all that kind of stuff. I try to keep it to a minimum because it is my belief that if you create content that is good and you like actually make things that are inspiring to people, that regardless of whether or not you ask, people are just going to do it because they like you or they want to contribute, all that kind of stuff. All right. It is my belief that good content produces good results and people will just enjoy it regardless. Okay. That has been my belief for the longest time. And, you know, again, bar telling people, hey, you know, become a member to get free emotes, I try to keep it to a minimum because it's annoying to me to hear. I know it's annoying for other people to hear because I am a viewer myself, and, you know, it is what it is. That has been a core tenet that I have kept in my channel for pretty much as long as I can remember. I'm sure that, you know, I was probably better or worse at it than others. But that is basically something that I hard believe because of the individual we're going to talk about tonight. Actually, it is because of the individual I'm going to talk about now that I believe that so heavily. I've talked about them before a handful of times. In fact, I had a stream dedicated to them in the past. In fact, it was last summer that I did a stream dedicated to them. Who am I talking about? I am talking about, of course, my Nemesis. The Nemesis, somebody that me and Temp know, is an individual that back when I was a brand new streamer, I knew as just a gacha streamer. They played gacha games. They did. Oh, see, Temp's really excited. He's getting into it tonight. Oh. See, Temp's not really normally excited because he just wants to avoid the drama. But if he's excited for this, then this is then you know it's big. I knew this person as like a gacha streamer. They played RPGs, you know, all that kind of stuff. And to make a long story short, I'm gonna get some water. They are, and I'm not gonna give any personally identifiable information because I would expect the same, back and forth. They are an individual that's older than me, that lives with their parents in the United States, and they don't have a job. Now, chat, there are plenty of people in the United States that don't have a job. And you are correct. There are plenty of people in the United States that do not have jobs, that live with their parents for, a variety of reasons. There was a period of time where I had trouble getting work. I worked Instacart for about 20 to 30 hours a week during COVID because I couldn't get a job. And so I understand the struggle of like, economy sucks right now. Some people can't get a job because the economy sucks. And you know what? I get that, there are carve-outs and caveats that I believe should exist for individuals in specific ways and shapes. But not this person. Not Empress Dawn, or Dawn, as we're going to talk about. And before you ask, no, I am not talking about the Dawn, all right? We are just talking about someone named Empress Dawn. In fact, here, I'll bring up this is who we're talking about, okay? Now, Dawn has lived with their parents essentially their entire life. I could be wrong about that, but minus some brief time that they spent living with another family member. I'm not going to say which, but minus some time, unless they've already said, I'm not going to say it anyway, because I kind of care more about their family members than them. But bar the other family members that they spent some brief time with, they have lived with their parents the entirety of their life. It is my understanding that they briefly had a job but do not hold a job now. Their job, if you can believe it, is streaming. All right? They are a part-time streamer. And I say part-time because it is my understanding that they do not stream every single day. In fact, their streaming schedule is very heavily reliant on how they are feeling that day, that week, that month. I was about to correct myself because they had it 2 days ago, 8 days ago. Okay, so that's a week apart. 8 days, 9 days, 2 weeks, 4 weeks. Okay, so yeah, their streaming schedule is very heavily reliant on whether or not they feel like it. In fact, just to make sure I am being fair. Okay, shut that off because they play nothing but Persona 5 music. Because yes, they play nothing but Persona 5 music. And I'm screaming about that because all of the crazy people play Persona 5 music, chat. Also, I am surprised I am not banned from their channel. I thought last time I was, but maybe they unbanned me. I can't remember. Anyway. They are a full-time streamer, or part-time streamer, excuse me, because they part-time stream it. That is their job, chat. That is the job that they have to impress their parents with because they live full-time with their parents. And if you ask them why they don't have a job, why they don't get a job, Well, the reason is they're autistic. That's correct. They are autistic, and because of how autistic they are, they cannot hold down a job, and they cannot have active employment. And I would like to posit, I'd like to put forth my chips here. As somebody that grew up with autism, all right, I live with it. As somebody who lived with autism their entire life, I find that to be incredible cap. Excuse me. I have observed how they act as an individual on the internet. I've observed how they treat individuals on the internet, and we're going to get into that, by the way, because the reason why I'm talking about them today is because of how they've treated certain people over the years. I just don't believe that they can't hold down a job. Okay? I believe that they have heavy social anxiety. I've seen and observed that. I believe that they are, as they like to say, slow. I just call that retarded. But I do believe that they are slow. But that does not mean that they cannot hold down a job. All right? Because let me tell you, even if I was slower than I already am and I couldn't hold down a job to the same capacity that I have, I based off of how much time I have spent listening to Dawn when I was their friend, I do not believe they cannot hold down a job. I believe that they refuse to hold down a job, that they refuse to move past their comfort that they want to live. And that comfort is to sit in their parents' basement or attic, don't know which, don't really care, and play gacha games all day, waste their money on gacha games all day, and just hang out with their friends. That is what they want to do. And you know what? Listen, if all you want to do, all right, like, listen, if all you want to do is do your job and then loaf when you're not doing your job, that's completely fine, all right?